Hey, this your boy Frank Gore, here with my dog Solo Beat. Shout out to Miami Sport Music.
You good? Saturday style.
You see me, orange and green, that's Kanga. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kanga. Kanga, 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 Kanga. You see me, orange and green, that's Kanga. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kanga. That's Kanga. That's Kanga.
Reps since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up U's and crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kang Gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we filling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this youth to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B. Rockin' Kings where I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live on pipe now. Ass down life is a lifestyle. And like the mother schools don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the you up. But Kane's fam turned up where you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Shot to Rich and Manny D, they remind me that them Canes right back in their prime.
Kang Gang, 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 Kang Gang. You see me, orange and green, that's Kang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang Gang. Kang Gang, 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 Kang Gang. You see me, orange and green, that's Kang Gang. That's Kang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang Gang. That's Kang Gang. That's Kang Gang.
La Familia, we rep at West 12 in the Kang Gang. Them haters gon' hate cause it can't be us. In other words, it can't hang. When it comes to the party and doing what it does for the Kangs. We the Kangs, man. And surround these parts and they're gonna bow down and have to tell you the same thing. We reppin' that line and you know it don't stop. Our DJ be reflex the creep of the crowd. We bumpin' that solo, we're dropping that drop. At third of the kick, I'll be closing up shop. You could ask about us at the Rock and I'm sure they gon' feel ya. We tailgate royalty, nobody get down like Kang Boys and La Familia. Kang Gang, Gang.
Kang Gang, Kang Gang, Kang Gang, Kang Gang, Kang Gang, Kang Gang, Kang Gang. You see me, orange and green, that's Kang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang Gang. Kang Gang, 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 Kang Gang. You see me, orange and green, that's Kang Gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang Gang. That's Kang Gang. That's Kang Gang.
We gotta make moves on these haters, like with DJ Dallas. Kang Gang hard as the rock. Hard rock be the palace. It's a new Kane order. See some fashion sprayed across the atlas. Manny gave us the turnover chain. Yo, Rick, we need a touchdown chalice. Some saying that the U ain't back, but we got something to prove. Stand back, I know you be seeing the coast of he all in this groove. I might have to break the extinguisher out and spray the field like I'm John Rule. Seminoles getting busted in the two. Haters know that the U is the truth. Striving for greatness is all we pursue. Win or lose, always true, so up to you. I can say no other do what we do. Watch them Thomas pop it off like a fuse. Competition is confused. We sit on the side on the muse. Snooze on them kids and you lose. Snooze on them kids and you lose. Snooze on them kids and you lose.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is gonna agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Canes Talk Live. Let's get it on, man. We're going to get right into it. We got a lot to talk about. This is Sunday evening. So for everybody, let me see. We already at 63 already in the chat. So I'm appreciating it. Everybody hit that like button, that subscribe button. Also, let me know everything sounds good, looks good. So if I need to make some adjustments, I can do so right now before I open up the phone lines and get this thing crunk and get it going. So real quick, let me get in the chat section to make sure everything sounds good, looks good. While we doing that, let me see. We got a couple of people saying what's up. I appreciate it. I just want to make sure everything sounds good, so I'm not talking to cyberspace. You understand what I'm saying? All right, here we go. All right, so real quick before we get started, like I say, if you are on Facebook watching this, do me a favor, start a watch party. I don't even know they still got those, but start a watch party, put it on, share it out to everybody. If you're on YouTube, go right up underneath the bottom where it says share copy link, post it into your favorite group chat, annoy everybody this time of night on a Sunday and let them know we're talking about the you. You understand? So that's what it's all about. So with everything going on, Brother Jay Blaze says everything looks good. So I appreciate it. There it is. That's all I need to hear. So we got a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of changes going on. I like to kind of wait and sit back and let the smoke clear for things to happen so we can just talk about it kind of all at once. That's what I like to kind of do. I'm not here just to jump on every little thing because, you get on here, man, and believe it or not, you know how coaching game go. 2 minutes later, he ain't coming to the U. So I want to kind of let the smoke clear a little bit. We got some guys, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but we already got Blake Baker left and went to LSU. Ephraim Banda is the new defensive coordinator at Utah State. So now we currently have Jess Simpson. I don't know why we want to say Sessions. Jess Simpson is currently the defensive line coach, as well as DeMarcus Van Dyke has been promoted from the recruiting realm up into the cornerback in the defensive backfield room, as well as the hire from South Carolina, the former defensive coordinator in Travaris Robinson, a.k.a. T-Rob, is now the defensive back or safeties coach now as well. So since the departure of Blake Baker, a lot of question is, right? Like I said, a lot of things happen fast in football. Coach Manny Diaz just came out and said that Blake Baker was going to be the defensive coordinator, installing game plan, woo, but he was going to be the play caller on game day. Great. All right. But then a week later, my man is out of here, and now the whole thing starts over again. So the real question is, are we going to bring in a defensive coordinator? Or are we going to bring in just a linebacker coach and Manny Diaz is going to be the defensive coordinator? Here's a lot of speculation. I'm going to open up the phone lines here in a quick second for all that to happen, but I do want to give a couple of shout-outs to people before we get started. Real quick, you guys were in here a little early, so I love it, man. Bahama SC says, Coach Hayes coming for you. I like it. I'm coming, baby. I got my running shoes on. And speaking of coming for you, if you look right about here, all right, we got our subscriber, the road to 10K. The road to 10K, this channel, right? And it wasn't always Hurricanes at the beginning. I was doing my WREs, but I started that on April 4th. All right. So I'm really saying April 1st is the deadline to get to 10,000 subscribers in a year. That would be 10,000 subscribers in a year. So hats off to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't, do me a favor. Hit the little red button, subscribe button, and right next to it is a bell. Hit that bell as well. So that way you can help me get this road to 10K. And here's the biggest thing. I know I don't look like it. I know I don't look like it. But if we get that goal before April 1st, right? No April Fool's Day. This is the real deal. Coach Hayes is going to sign up for a 10K and run it. I might need your help, y'all. Hey, Canes family, I'm in Orlando, but I might need your help. Somebody left in a suggestion. They said, well, you might need to give 10 people to do 1,000 each. Hey, if we got to split it up like that, man, hey, it's a Cane family. Let's make it happen, man. So with that being said, it is what it is. Let's get it going. All right, here we go. So we currently right now at 8,439 subscribers. So just shy of 1,500 left. And we have 59 days left in order to accomplish that goal. So we're almost there. Let's make it happen. So anyway, with that being said, we jumping into this thing. Let's get it going. Let me turn on the phone line. You guys are more than welcome to call in. The phone number is 321-328-8235. You're more than welcome to call in with your point of view. I only have one request, that is no cursing, because we do got some young Cane soldiers in the building, and we want to make sure we keep it clean for them. But while we're waiting on a couple of phones, I'm going to just pop out a couple of these right here. Shane Castellano says, what's up, Coach Hayes voice? That's funny. I appreciate it. Cane Juice 305, let's go. I'm loving it. And Chug Mobile, we already got a caller in. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Caller, give me 1 second. And Chug Mobile says, hello, Canes family. I think the new coaches will develop our players, and that makes them better. Let's go, Canes. Caller, talk to us. We got you calling out of the 202. That's the D.C. area, if I'm not mistaken. I think I know who this is, but give me your name anyway.
It's Jay Blaze.
Already, Jay Blaze. I know what you call him. I know what you call him about Jay Blaze. You've been on this. You've been on this since the. Hey, I gotta say, Jay Blaze, you've been breaking news on this, bro, and I'm gonna let you have it. That's why I wanted to call him.
He's coming.
Let's go, Jay Blaze. So I'm gonna let you break it. I ain't gonna break your news for you. Talk to me, man. Who do you kick? Because in the thumbnail,
you might get that answer real quick this week. We're gonna get that soon, man.
We're gonna get it soon. But real quick, I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail. It had Tavares Robinson, Jess Simpson up there, and DeMarcus Van Dyke. And the next picture says who would be next. So I'm gonna let you kick this thing off, brother Jay Blaze. Who's
okay, linebacker coach. That next person is gonna be well, you missing one because you got to shoot coach the analyst.
Correct.
And they're gonna bring T. Will in, linebackers coach.
So they're gonna bring in Travis Williams as the linebacker coach. Now, will he be the DC or will they move T. Rob to the DC on paper?
That's a good question. That's a good question because both of them would be a good DC to me, but I don't know. We'll see. I think Manny gonna handle those things right there. He's gonna handle the play caller, so that's his defense.
Well, like I said, man, I mean, if you really think about it, though, brother, I personally feel you still got to have. I'm gonna tell you why you have to have a guy on paper for two reasons. One, you have a guy on paper, right? You get a guy on paper. H.H. Marlowe with the $4.99 donation. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. But you have a guy on paper because for two reasons. One is that helps justify money, right? So it helps when you get. That's why you see a lot of guys with a bunch of titles, right? When they start splitting up,
right?
Pass game coordinator, run game coordinator. That was a way to get guys more money and quote unquote saying they have more responsibility, right? So I still think that he's going to put on paper and on the website, such and such is the defensive coordinator, right? And he may even split it up. Now, I haven't seen this too often, but he may even split it up where you have a coverage coordinator, right, and a run stop coordinator. He may do that just to help some guys get some money, man. So I don't know. We're gonna see. But this is what I want to know.
Whatever he do, he's gonna be the head coach, so he got those head coaching responsibilities. So that's gonna be a little some work off his shoulder if he do it that way.
That's true. But again, like you said, he has head coaching responsibilities. It's very hard, right? It's very hard. And I know people brought in the last chat that Mark Rick did it as offensive coordinator. I guarantee he still had somebody.
I mean, I would love them to bring like Muschamp in or someone of that caliber who has some experience that can handle that defensive coordinator position. Somebody that knows what he's doing, that can handle the big games, the SEC, so we had those big wins. But Manny, I think Manny this year the spotlight on Manny. But we got to get behind him because he's been doing a lot of good things in the off season, and that's a positive thing. So. When he bring in T. Will, man, it's gonna put everything together. We just gotta get out on the field and execute the plays. That's all. We just gotta play hard. And
That's
once we
true.
start consistently winning, then everybody get behind man.
That's true. Hey man, y'all subscribing like crazy, man. Y'all keep hitting that clean. That means y'all gonna get
Now I
me
got
there.
hey, Coach Hayes, I'm telling you, man. Alonzo 121 want to collaborate with you, man. Hook up with him. That's my man. So.
Listen, man, I'm all good. Listen, like I told you, all this stuff really new to me, bro. And like I said, the whole hurricane community, I know YouTube been around, but like I said, the whole hurricane community on YouTube itself is relatively new to me. For those that don't know, maybe some people don't know, I was been coaching 20 years and I just stumbled upon this just on some happenstance stuff. And so with that being said, I'm just starting to meet a lot of guys. A lot of people are coming around, and I've actually done some shows. I think I started my thing. One was with Wholesome One. I did Paul Scoop on the U. I was just on T2Y the other day. Was on T2Y. So yeah, man. Listen, I'm down to holler at anybody, man. We talking Canes football. I'm talking. You understand? So I'm good for it.
Lonzo 1219, the U family. He that's a good brother, man. Go to support him. Then you got Utah show, the sports show Utah. And you got Miami Flow. That's another show, Miami Flow.
Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of Miami Hurricane YouTubers out there. You know, Coach Coop. You know,
I seen Coach Coop show, man. That dude wide open. I like him, man. Hey, when my man he came in tore his Tennessee shirt off and jumped on the alligator. I'm like, okay, this boy on something. But I like that kind of stuff, man. It's all fun. It's all good. It's all good, man. But I'm open for anybody that want to do it, man. Talk Canes football. It is what it is, man. But let me ask you this:
we got to stick together as a youth family, man. You know, one team, one heartbeat, one family, the youth. We got to do it like that.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Like I said, at the end of the day, we talking football. You know what I mean? We having fun with it. So I'm all for it, man. It's all good, baby. It don't matter. I'm all good.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Just I want my little. You see my little things popping up. Hold on, I gotta see which way I'm pointing on this thing. Everything backward. So my little stuff bouncing around up there. Tell them holler at me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. All that stuff pops up on there, and it comes straight to my phone. So yeah, I'm all good for it, man. We set up something. No pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
That'll work.
So let me do this before I let you go. Matter of fact, somebody said this. I ran into these cats, man. They were pretty cool. Big Dog and Junior. But somebody hit me up. Greg, I think a guy named Greg Bush hit me up and was asking if they were okay because they hadn't done a show in a while. So I don't know. I have to see. I don't, like I say, I'll be so big. I got so many things going on, man. Because, I do the Kane stuff, but I also do these WRE videos and I do the breakdowns too. So I got a lot going on and I got a job, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I got a lot going on.
NMD TV good too. That's a good brother right there. Hurricane fan, NMD TV.
All right. Well,
we'll do JT Sports.
Well, do me a favor, man. Tell any of them guys, if you on their shows or whatever, tell them, go ahead and say, what's up, man? Holler at me. I'll holler at them. I don't care. You know what I mean? I ain't bigger than nobody. Okay. So it's whatever, man. Whatever we got to do. Yeah. But let me ask you before you go. Let me ask you this before you go. You ain't going to just throw no name out here and then dip. Nah, dog. Nah. Here we go. You ready? I need to know why you've been on Travis Williams so hard, because you have been. I need to know why.
Okay, I'm going to explain it to you. The brother, he's a great leader. He has experience.
Okay.
He can relate to the young kids from high school coming in. He can relate to them even more. And that dwells in a part of coaching, because I've been coaching. I know I told you I'm coaching for a long time.
Right.
And relating to kids and having a relationship with them and the respect that you get from them and the respect they have for the coach is very important. Mm-hmm. And I mean, a coach can balk at a kid all he wants and try to coach him up. But if you can't really get them to connect and follow what you're doing, what you're teaching, then you're not getting anywhere. So I know for a fact that this brother can coach. I've seen his leadership. He has produced great linebackers, great linebackers at Auburn. And I know T. Rob loves him.
Okay.
So he's a good coach, man. And all you got to do is follow him. All you got to do is do your research.
Okay.
Travis Williams is a good coach, man. He's
man.
Young, and what you gonna get in him, you're gonna get realness.
Okay.
As a coach, he gonna bring the truth.
Where's he from? Where's he from? Where's his hometown?
Which I think he's from. I'm from. Is it Georgia? Hold on.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I could probably pull it up. Somebody put it in the chat real quick where he's from. But I just was just being interested because I'm gonna tell you why I asked you that. I did get a chance. You know, when I get a chance, I pull up videos and try and see a lot of these guys, man. Because there's so many coaches out there in the world, you don't really know everything about them. So I looked up. I had to say, man, they had him on a mic'd up session. Hey, dog was fired up though, so I like it, man. And he wasn't like you say just barking. He was doing some coaching on there. You know what I mean? And from a coach's perspective, I had to respect it. He wasn't just, you know. I tell people this: yelling ain't coaching. Just because you yelling real loud don't mean you coaching.
That's right.
You know, sometimes you have to yell. Sometimes you have to be very, very somber. You know, it all depends on the individual you're dealing with. But with all that being said, he was giving coaching tips in the process. And when the clip that I saw, there was times he banged some heads, right? And there was times that he walked up to a dude and said, "Come on, man, now you know you better than that, man. You know you should have done." And he started giving coaching tips. So that was huge in my book. That was huge. It wasn't just, you know, the D-line coach yelling, "Watch the ball." That's not coaching.
Right.
Watch the ball.
He's from Columbia, South Carolina, though. He's from Columbia, South Carolina. He's 38. Columbia,
all right, cool. All right, man, but that's perfect, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. So, yeah, we're going to see, man. I see, because I know he played at Auburn. He was at Auburn, but I just didn't know where he was from originally. I didn't know where his hometown was.
Yeah, he Creekside High School.
Okay.
That's the high school.
All right, well, that's good, man. And like you say, 38, man, he played in the league for a little bit, so he brings in that playing experience. You know, like I said, what I like about him is he's coaching. He's not, and he got some personality, right? One of the clips I saw, he had all white on. One thing you know as a coach, never wear all white. So he's wearing all white, right? Listen, I'm gonna tell you a real quick story about it. I had a white shirt on because I coach. I was defensive coordinator, so we always wore opposite shirts of the players. So if we wore black uniforms, we wear a light color shirt, so easier to identify for signals.
Right.
My dumb behind put on a white shirt and guess what? It started raining, man. Them kids was wiping their hand, man, before it looked like it, man. It looked like I done got whooped. I couldn't even clean that shirt. I had to throw that thing in the garbage, man. So yeah, man. So anyway. So yeah, man. So the kid ran by him. Apparently, some dirt kicked up on his all white fit, you know, from the cleats running by. Like, man, you know, kick dirt up on my white suit, man. So I'm saying all that to say he has some personality too. That the kid, I keep saying kids.
You gotta check out the clip that he raps. He got a rap song. He raps. He will.
Hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. He rapping, cuz? I didn't know he was a rapper.
He's rapping, man. You gotta check him out on YouTube. We got a little rap clip on there.
Hold up. I'm a judge him right now. What's his rap name? If you got if he young, Lil, or whatever, then I ain't messing with him.
So just put Travis Williams in there, coach, and when you see him in the red, he got a red hoodie on, and you see him, just click on it.
Well, somebody put in the chat, what's his rap? Hey, somebody put in the chat, what's his rap name? Because if it say Lil, young. Oh, okay. He went by T Will. All right, I give him some slack.
T Will for real though.
I'm loving it, man. It's all gravy, baby. But hey, brother James, brother Jay Blaze, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. I'm gonna keep this thing up, and we're gonna make it happen, man.
Okay, man. I love you, Coach Hayes.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate it. All right, now. All right, so real quick, man, we got quite a few cats in the chat who've dropped off some dollars, man. Some things that you see, man, I got over my head. I don't know. It clicks up there automatically, man. Trust me, we're trying to upgrade this thing. Every one of these dollars go back they literally come from you and go right back into this production to make it cool, make it exciting. So for everybody out there, let me see if I can go through real quick. I do want to put up your stuff. Just to celebrate you and appreciate you. You know, I got to hit y'all. So H.H. Marlowe with the $4.99. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Andy Raphael, stay away from, oh, Lord, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to put that out there. I should have read it if I put it up there. All right, but I appreciate that $2.99. See, I'm a teacher by heart, so I actually read faster than I speak, believe it or not. Norman, Lord, you told me don't worry about your last name, so I'm going to say Norman F. I apologize with the $10 donation, man. And ATL Kane, with the $4.99 donation. I appreciate you so much. And so with that being said, I'm going to hit you guys with the appreciation. All right, man. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you can see right over my head, right over here, the thing pops up when you guys donate. It does it automatically. All that stuff does it automatically. That way I don't have to kind of break the conversation as we get into them. So you guys can get your love for doing that. So thank you very much. Now, here we go. Let's talk about this. The phone line is open, I think. I didn't cut my man off. All right, so the phone line is open. You're more than welcome to call back in. Real quick, I got to give a shout out to my young soldier right here, JK in the building. That's one of my little soldiers in my class. He always be like, Coach, he gonna kill me tomorrow. I was on your show, Coach. Got a new caller in. Caller, talk to us. What's your name, where you're calling from, and who would be the next coach? Caller.
What up, Coach?
Look at little JK, man. What's up with you, baby? You good?
Nothing.
You all right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Listen, you know I ain't gonna keep you on here long because you got homework to do, and I'm checking it tomorrow. I got my red pen. Where my pen at? I got my red pen right here. I got my pen. I'm gonna give you an F if that homework ain't done. That homework better be done, man. So I'm gonna holler at you, JK. Right. You know I love you, man.
I love you too.
All right, buddy. All right, so real quick, man. We're going to talk about a couple of these guys. The phone line is open. You're more than welcome to call back in. So we kind of talked about T. Will as a who's next. There's been some speculation about Michael Barrow. I don't know. I don't think that would be a bad fit. So we got Michael Barrow is kind of in the coaching carousel and in the wheel of everything. Let me see here. We got a caller calling in. Oh, they hung up. All right. So anyhow, we got Michael Barrow kind of in the spin cycle of this whole thing. Shoop has now quote unquote becoming an analyst. That's big. But I'm trying to think of some other names that have been popped out there. A lot of people have been talking about Will Muschamp. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, guy. We're actually running out of coaching space. So we don't have a lot of room for a lot of coaches. You only get now 10 plus 1. So 10 position coaches, 1 head coach. And it actually used to be 9 plus 1. So now it's 10 plus 1. So with that being said, we actually run out of coaching spots so far as on-field coaches. So maybe that's why Coach Shoop said he would just come in and be an analyst. Also because he doesn't want to take up a spot because he may be trying to get out of there the next year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the deal is in regards to why he just wanted to become an analyst. But usually when guys do that, even if you look at the Alabama model, a lot of those guys do that because they know they're out of there the next year, i.e. Charlie Strong and a lot of those guys, man. But real quick, let me look into the chat right quick. KC Cruz says, was that Young Jedi? No, that was not Young Jedi. That was actually one of my students. So that's who that was, man. That was actually one of my students in my class. Little boy, you better get in that bed. Let me look at this right here. Zaire Bruner says, Coach, hey, what's the chance they bring Ray Lewis in? I don't think there's any chance they bring Ray Lewis in. Caller, give me 1 second. I don't think there's any chance they bring Ray Lewis in. Fans, and I'm going to say fans, and people watching. Can I be honest with you? Let's stop. How do I say this? Because I don't want to be crazy with it. But let's stop throwing names out there because they were greats or they were former players. If they haven't gotten into the coaching realm by now, and especially those big-time players, they don't want that coaching pressure. Meaning the hours, the travel, they never home. These guys have done that their whole career being football players, right? Just think about what I'm telling you. As football players, especially these big names, the Ray Lewises, even the Ed Reed. Ed Reed, if he wanted to be a position coach, he would have been a position coach by now. Trust me. But when you look at Ray Lewis. I mean, I know we're throwing a lot of these names out here, guys, but Ray Lewis, these guys, they made multi-million dollars. These guys are enjoying their life right now. When you become a football coach, especially at this level, you don't enjoy life. I'm just be honest with you. It is super long days, a lot of travel. You're not home with your family. I mean, it's tough. So why do that? You understand? There are other ways to be around and enjoy the game than putting your head into that type of fire. Caller, talk to us, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, how you doing? My name is Motivational Mike, man, all the way from Fort Lauderdale. Die-hard Kane fan, brother.
Motivational Mike. I love that name. What's going on with you?
Man, I'm a big fan of yours, man. I'm sitting here right now watching you, man. I just sent you a little token of love, man. And I want to do as I can to help you with this show.
I appreciate that, brother.
So I just sent you a little 50 spot. So they're going to come and keep it coming like that. I've never seen you nothing under 50, because I really want you to keep this show going, man, because you're very informative, brother.
I appreciate you, man. So Thank you so much for that.
I'm just going to sit back and continue to enjoy your show, brother. You have a good night, all right?
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. Trust me, it's going to go a long way. You're going to see a lot of things change here, and we're going to try and do some big things here at Coach Hayes Football. So thank you so much for that motivational, Mike.
Hey, I'm going to make sure you get a 50 spot every week.
I'm loving it, man. Well, we're going to definitely have to talk, man, because I don't want you to just do it like we got to do something special for you too, man. But thank you so much.
I'm going to look out for you, man, because I'm a diehard Kane, man. If I see what I can do more, I'll give you a little something extra too, brother, because you're doing a good thing, bro. And I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Already. Thanks, man.
All right.
All right, real quick. I see some people saying they calling in. Listen, man, we got a hotline right here. It's hot right now, so we're going to make it happen. But anyhow, let me look through some of these comments right quick. Trying to see here. I'm trying to read, so I'm sorry. Caller, give me 1 second. Right here, Shane says, Coach Hayes, are we sleeping giant soon to awake and start hunting? I said this earlier, Shane. I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're that far away. We are really not that far away. I have to say this. There's two things I really like that's happening with the Miami Hurricanes. There's two big things I really like. One, I know we busting Manny Diaz head right now, and I get it. But I have to say he's not stubborn. He is making changes, right? And everything's not going to be perfect, and everything is not going to be exactly how we as fans want it. There are a lot of things that happen in the background that we don't know about. There's a lot of things that have to be maneuvered that we don't know about. That's one. The second thing that I like about it, as I'm doing these WRE films, which is my watch, react, and evaluate, okay, and I drop one every day, Monday through Friday. The guys we are picking up, all of them are not elite, because I always bring this point up on my show, right? I always bring up we are not getting the elite players, but we're getting very close. And the more we keep chipping away at it, and class after class, and if the class goes, we will start getting those guys back, right? But we have to get the head of the snake. So this upcoming class, the 2022 class, we have to get the elite guy that's literally in our backyard. We got to get him to the U. We have to get him to the U. You understand what I'm saying? And then we'll start definitely turning tide. Hopefully, administration, and this season goes well, administration gives him his time, opportunity, and keep extending that leash. Now, with all that being said, caller, talk to us. We got an Atlanta area code in the building. Talk to us.
Hey, what's up, man? Calvin from Atlanta, Georgia. What's going on, Coach Hayes? How you doing?
I'm good, Calvin. How you doing, man? You in Atlanta, man? You in hot Atlanta, huh?
Yeah, the hot Atlanta, man. That hard Hurricane fan, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. What's up with you?
All right, man. I'm gonna ask you a question, man. Who you think Miami should hire as their linebacker coach? I mean, I know a lot of people talking about T. Wheels, but in your opinion, who would you hire as a linebacker coach? If you were Manny Diaz?
I'm gonna just tell you this. As I've done some research, and again, I don't, because we don't have the ins and outs. I did a little research ever since Brother Jay Blaze put me on him. I'm going to be honest, I really didn't know much about him. But when he put me on him, I started saying, this dude too high on this cat. Let me find out what it is. So when he did that, I really started looking into him, right? And I have to say this. My man is energetic, right? Now, I haven't been on the whiteboard with him and we talking ins and outs, plays and nuances and all that stuff. But from what I have seen just on YouTube clips and little interviews and mic'd up and all that stuff, I really like his energy. I like what he says to players. That's huge right there, right? So a lot of guys that are mic'd up and they just talking ball. They're not explaining ball. So I like that point about, like I said, there were some points where he was talking to the linebacker and he was making an emphasis on understanding the play before the ball snap. And that right there was huge for me. Out of everything, he was talking about trying to get a bead on the play before the ball was snapped. Now that's coaching. See, coaching is not when you're talking about reactive stuff. Coaching is when you're talking about proactive stuff. And that was huge, man. And that was huge. So I like this guy. If we can get him for the hire, I think it'll be a very good pickup. Young, energetic dude, 38 years old, trying to make a name for himself. So he ain't just bidding his time till he retire. He's trying to push and get higher. You know what I mean? He's coming into a situation I think that is can propel his career. So if he does a great job in quote unquote turn around the linebacking core, which everybody said previously in the chat, that was our worst section of our defense. I like to hire in him. I also like Michael Barrow. I'm gonna be honest with you. Known him through the recruiting ranks, been around for a while, but I think this guy may bring a little bit more energy to it. Michael Barrow, very high energetic guy too. Now, don't get me wrong, but I like this. I like this guy. I like him.
Okay. Well, how about we hire you for linebacker coach? How about that?
Now, I like that better than I like that guy. I'm just teasing, man. Okay. I'm just saying, hey, man, if Manny want to call me up, hey, man, I got my number right there, 321-328-8235. Hit me on the line, Manny. We could talk, man. hey, man, here go old Biggie line. If that cash right, Hayes there every night. Papa Ben Smooth some days of Underoos. I'm loving it.
All right, man. I heard that, man.
I heard that, man. But yeah, no, man. Yeah, I like if this is the way we're going, because here's another thing too. I'm gonna just tell you this too, man. We're actually late. Okay. We're late. We're at the end of January. Tomorrow's February. You understand? Most hires have been made already. So the top dogs in the thing have been made already. You know what I mean? And all football is over. It's only 2 teams left out there playing football right now, and that's in the NFL. So everybody knows where things are going, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right. I heard that.
Yeah, man.
All right, Coach. Yeah, man. You had a blessed night, man, and I appreciate it, man. And like I said, bro, you got a good show going on, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. I like I say, man, I just try to have fun with it, give the people something they want to, some information. You know, I think that was the biggest thing is if I can just kind of take what I've learned through these years of coaching and kind of just put a new perspective on it, maybe kind of some behind the scenes information that guys typically don't get. I think that's just where it is. So that's just my look at it, man. But I appreciate you.
All right, no problem, bro. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. All right, so that was fun. 904 Hurricane. But that thing moved so fast. Hold on. 904 Hurricane. Man, that thing moved fast. Where did it go? Anyway, it moved so fast. 904 Hurricane say hit that like button. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We got 165 in the chat. I'm loving it. Let's make this thing happen. Let me see here. A couple of people talk. OG Kane in the building. Let me see here. He said new regimes got to build relationship with recruits as well as with more HC. Change interrupts that forward process. You're 100% right, OG Kane. You know, if you look at the programs that are winning. What do they have in common? Stability, right? Stability. You look at Nick Saban, what he been there 12, 14 years, something like that, longer than that, 15 years. You look at Dabo Swinney. He was a position coach prior to becoming the head coach. You look at Ryan Day, position coach prior to becoming the head coach at Ohio State. Stability is key. You know, if you want to build a program. Now, if you want to have a winning team, that's one thing. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to look at that stability, we just talked about it. So like I said, you have to be able to do that because one thing is in football especially, guys want to know what they're getting. And it's hard to find out your track record if you're constantly changing. So I have to say this. Blake James, the AD, has given us what we wanted, right? So we wanted a Miami guy. You literally can't get no more than the mayor, the son of the mayor of Miami. That's a Miami guy, right? Everybody talking about a Miami guy. Well, he's a Miami guy. That's about as close as you can get besides me. All right. Second, okay, they said open up the wallet. We wanted the wallet open. All right, they open up the wallet to give T-Rob, but because we're a private institution, we can't necessarily find out exactly what these guys are getting paid, but through the rumor mill and through the chat wire and all that stuff, we heard it was a good lump sum of money. Great. Now we're making changes. Now Manny Diaz is now giving us what we want. We weren't really satisfied with Enos, right? So then he goes out and hires Rhett Lashley. That was a positive change. Now, we on the defensive side, we're not necessarily happy, okay? We want him to fire his homeboys. I told y'all earlier, we're not firing your homeboy. You're going to find him a spot before we fire him, okay? Guess what? He found him a spot. He's at LSU. Ephraim Banda is at Utah State, defensive coordinator. And because nobody was jumping on Packy's head, he's safe right now. So he's good to go. So with all that being said, let me look here in the chat right quick. Let me see. We jumping in. All right, Shane Castellano donated $5. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and pop this up here with the question. Hashtag Coach Hayes, hashtag Coach Wholesome, hashtag Big Dog to the U. Tremendous football IQ, love the passion for the U. Well, guess what? Coach Hayes love the passion for you, so I appreciate you. And let me go ahead and give you your love right now before we move on to the next part of this. All right, let's make this thing happen. Let me see here. Maiden Day 305 says, Manny definitely making necessary changes. The only question is, can he lead us to the promised land? I hope he can. Well, I'm going to tell you this. The Maiden Day, we don't never know until it happens, right? That's one thing about coaching. There's very few coaches that I know is just definitely going to do that. You know what I mean? There's very few out there that are real, is just a shoe-in. You know what I mean? I have to take my hat off the Urban Meyer, but it speaks for himself. You know, everywhere he's go, he's been a winner, right? He's taking guys to the highest level, all the way from Utah. Like you say, Utah, great. Florida, look what he did there. Ohio State, look what he did there. So, I mean, he's one of those guys. Let me see here. Hey, Chanel, I always say she the first lady of Canes Talk Live. I just listened to his rap. He got bars. Hey, I got to check it out, man. I got to check it out. T-Will, what is it? T-Will, the real deal or something like that? I got to check it out, boy. But anyway, I ain't mad at him, man. Hey, a lot of them cats do that, man. I didn't even know Dwayne Bowe. I had a chance to coach him. I didn't even know he could rap. This dude got a whole rap career. You know, Antonio Brown, we had him. I heard his rap career. So with that being said, yeah. So there's a lot of cats out there, man. I guess they want to rap. They got a lot of money. I know he played in the league a little bit. Got to burn some of it off, burn that energy. Probably got a whole studio in his crib, man. So that's what it is. OG Kane, perfect. Never know with coaching. Look at Fickle at Cincinnati. Exactly right. You're 100% correct, man. And sometimes coaches are not always bad. Sometimes the situation they're in is bad, right? Prime example, Bruce Arians, right? Take him at the Cardinals 2 years ago. He's fired, right? He's done. He comes here 2 years later. Now, of course, he got some players. I get all that. But I'm just talking about the situation sometimes. Put coaches in different situations. The phone line, yeah, phone line's open, guys. You're more than welcome to call in. Make sure you hit it up. Call in with your questions. Let's talk about these positions, because I do want to talk about Jess Simpson. I do want to talk about DeMarcus Van Dyke. I think is a huge one. Let's definitely talk about him, right? Because I got some some things I would like to talk about. It's kind of hard to sit up here and talk to the camera by myself. So I love to have an interaction with somebody if you guys call in, as well as I would love to talk about T-Rob himself and also the other coach, whoever that may be, whether it be Rapping T-Will, Mad Muschamp, you know what I mean, or whoever. So we got to call talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What's up, Coach Hayes, man? It's J Love T, man. Straight out of Miami, man. What's up, brother?
What's up with you, J Love T? What's happening?
Chilling. I got a couple questions to ask you, man.
Let's go for
it. Put you in the hot seat. But let me start off by saying, man, go Canes. And thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Blake Baker is gone, man. I don't know what LSU sees in him, but oh my God, they woo! Dear LSU, we owe you a favor, baby. We owe you. I don't know how we gonna pay you, but we owe you. We owe you, dog.
Hey, but we got to pay him in the transfer for portal. You know, like in the NFL, you know how they trade out draft picks. We might have to trade them off in the transfer portal.
I mean, if we don't find a spot for Perry, you feel me? If King is back, we'll give him Perry.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, somebody put in there McLeod. Y'all crazy. Y'all leave that man alone, man. Go ahead. So talk to me, JT Love.
Facts. Now that we got what we wanted in the off season, I have a couple of hot fire questions for you. My first one is this: what do Manny need to do this year to get an extension? Because as we all know, he has 2 years left on his contract. So what do you want to see for him to get that extension?
Well, first thing, you're going to have to beat those games, right? You're going to have to beat that big game. That's always going to be one of the criteria, right? It's always going to be that rival so far as Florida State and those things, which we know they were down, so forth. He can't, let me put it this way, let me flip it around. He can't lose those games, put it that way. And then second is, I don't think that the ACC winning the ACC championship is a deal breaker. I think that long as he is winning the games he's supposed to win, right? You can't lose to a La Tech anymore. You can't lose to a FIU anymore. You can't.
Right.
You can't. Not at this stage in the game, right? We've opened up the wallet so far as the university. We've given you what you want. You can't lose to those guys. So that's first. Second is he just has to, we can't have another UNC, which even if we had another UNC deal this year coming up and you still at an 8-3 record, I still think he's going to be safe. I'll just be honest with you. He's going to be safe. He's going to have to it's going to have to be a catastrophe in order for him to lose his job this year. Or he has to go 500, 6-6, 7-6 record, and is not showing any promise.
Yeah, but the thing is, do you think the university, do you see that happening where a coach coaches on the last year of his contract? Because that's the main reason why I don't brought up this question a lot lately. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like when next year comes, they just gonna let it go. Has that ever been seen before?
That he won't get a contract extension?
Yeah, that he won't get a contract extension and he'll be coaching on that last year of the contract.
Yeah, they just did it to Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. He literally was on the last. He had 1 year left, I think, on his contract, and so it was a lot of question when it came to Jim Harbaugh. He ended up getting a whole new deal, and they restructured his contract. But yeah, definitely that has been done. The reason I'm gonna tell you why they do contract extensions, because those schools are still breaking. Okay. They do it because they want recruits to know that we still gonna be here, and that's why it's really done. So because we see, he got a contract extension, got fired, right? You see that all the time. A lot of guys get contract extensions, so the kids in the class of 2022, 2023, he can go into that living room and say, because they're always going to ask, "Well, coach, are you going to be there? Are you going to be there my whole 4 years?" And you know what he can respond and say? "Of course, I just got my contract extension to 2027. That don't mean he's going to stay to 2027, but that's part of the recruiting pitch. If you're a dad right now, your son, and Coach Manny Diaz comes in your living room right now, and you as a father, you really like Manny Diaz, you really like what he's talking about, you like the way the program is going, and you've done your research just like you did on this show. Well, Coach, you only got 2 years left on your contract. Are you still going to be with the Hurricanes? It's hard for him to answer that, right? But if he comes in and says, of course, I just got a contract extension for 5 more years to 2026. Well, your son will be graduating in 2025. So now you feel more comfortable with that. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Now the second question: who do you see on the DB room? Name 2 players that will benefit the most of being coached from Coach T-Rob.
I'm gonna break it up. You ready? Everybody. Everybody. I think that is because here's my thing, right? So when I look at, because T-Rob is technically taking over the safety role, right? So you look at Bubba Bolden. I thought Bubba Bolden possesses a lot of good things, but he takes terrible, terrible angles. And that most time when guys take terrible angles is because they don't understand from a scheme standpoint of where things are going, right? And those are drills you have to do. Because if you look at Bubba Bolden, he's always taking a bad angle or he's getting cut back on. So when guys get cut back on a lot, they don't understand the attack point. Not to get too coachy on here, but there's an attack angle in which you must take, right? So you don't get cut back on, but you also can force that guy into the next player. He's also, when you get cut back on, you're also playing individual ball and you're not playing team ball, meaning you don't know where your help is coming from. So if I'm taking this angle, I don't realize I need to keep pressing him towards the sideline because either one, the sideline is my friend, or that corner is coming to help vice him up in his tackle. So he thinks he's by himself. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Not to be too coachy?
Yes, coach.
Yeah.
No. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, third question. With the linebacker hire that everybody's basically penciling T. Will, including myself, do you see any defensive changes scheme wise from here on out? Because that's like the biggest question everybody got going on, because right now, so far, when he makes that hire and put that positive energy in the air, when he makes that hire, he basically has no more yes men in the room. So do you see changes? What can be different? Or do you think everything stays the same? Do you think that the position coaches will play a huge factor on how everything is run? Do you think Manny and I'm catching a brain fart. Who's the strength and conditioning coach? Name again? Feely. Do you think Feely will have an input on how everything will go out? So let me get. I know it's a long question, but let me get your input on it from top to bottom in your standpoint on everything.
All right. Well, here's the point, man. I'm gonna just say this. And I always feel like I'm dancing around questions because if I don't have a specific answer, I hate that. But this is just part of it. I feel like a politician. No new taxes. But here's my deal, right? I don't know. I don't know what Manny Diaz's thinking process is. And I think that's the unknown right now. That is something we're not going to find out until we get the spring ball, God willing, with COVID and the whole 9 or whatever the case, however they plan on doing that. I don't know what those quote unquote interview talks were. Is he going to break it up where T-Rob, I don't know if he'll give DeMarcus Van Dyke that much freedom because of his youth. I mean, think about it, this is his first gig, his first job. But I don't know if he's going to let T-Rob take care of the back end. And he says, you know what, Coach Sessions, you were here with me in 18. You got the front end. You and let's just say it's T-Will, get together. You take care of the front end, present it to me. But they have to present it based on his defense. See, it's a lot. I've seen guys say, okay, offseason, I'm Manny Diaz. I'm teaching my staff my defense. Now you guys go together, put a game plan, present it to me on Sunday. right? So because remember, the players don't come in typically. Sometimes they don't come in Sunday. Some people bring them in Sunday and let them off Monday or vice versa. But anyhow, they present this game plan, and he may make tweaks to it. So I don't know, will it be a culmination of just his defense, or a culmination of T. Will bringing in some Auburn, T. Rob bringing in some South Carolina, Jeff Session bringing in some Atlanta Falcons, and Packy going along for the ride. You know what I mean? I don't know. So it is what it is. So that's just something we have to see.
I love how you broke that down right there. Okay. So that gives another good idea. All right. In another question, this is also for like a fan favorite because I don't really understand the X's and O's and everything like that.
Okay.
With the linebacker position and with the film on last year, because I know you and Wholesome understand a lot more. What do you think the linebacker coach, when we get a new one, what do you think he has to teach that hasn't been consistent the past 3-4 years? What do you think that he has to do different to actually put these guys in position to make things happen, especially how terrible, no disrespect, like I said, terrible last year?
He has to teach them the scheme. I think I think, and again, sometimes coaches make stuff so hard, right? We make stuff so hard because we understand it. But you have to remember this. You're getting young men that a lot of these guys, right? And I'm not here to knock my counterparts, but there's some coaches, even in high school, that aren't coaching. They are living off the athleticism of their players. I'm not here to knock anybody, but that's what's happening. So because they're living off the athleticism of their players, how much do they really know coming in? Even though now mind you, when you put on their huddle film, they balling out of control, right? Like I look at linebacker tape. And here's my biggest concern. You talk about linebackers. When I look at linebacker film, you know what bothers me the biggest about a lot of linebacker film?
What?
All the dude is doing is blitzing. That's it. All he's doing is blitzing the A-gap. The Mike Backer. He the best linebacker in the county. He the best blitzing linebacker in the county. He may not be the best linebacker in the county. You know, he the best. So what I'm trying to say is, here's a prime example, and I may just be wrong, but I remember seeing this as I got into these WRE film. You guys remember Justin Flo, the linebacker with the Oregon?
Yes, sir.
He looked like a man child. And I'm not saying he couldn't, but if you look at a lot of his highlight tape, go pull it up. He's blitzing. Now, he did drop back in some of it, but 90% of his film is he's blitzing the A-gap on pass downs, right? I'm not saying he's not doing well at Oregon. I don't know. I think he had an injury issue. But what I'm saying is, and as a high school coach, it's twofold. Either are you coach, is that what you know because he's the better guy? Or something you don't know and just saying, hey, I know he's going to make it home to get a sack. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If you look at a lot of these linebacker films, and you look at a lot of these linebacker tapes, man, a lot of these guys, they blitzing. They're not in the pass coverage. They're not understanding how to pass off guys in zone, the man concept, banjo. There's a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. And my last question: Who do you see stepping up this year on the offensive side of the ball? Who do you have high expectations for to take this offense and take this system, especially with Rick Lashley, to the next level?
Well, you split my answer when you said that last part. I'm gonna tell you who I got high hopes for is Chaney. I think Chaney is gonna be a difference maker. Look at that, H.A. Marlowe, man. Great minds think alike. He said the same time, he posted the same time I said it. Chaney, I think, can be a difference maker, and we cannot win ball games. We cannot win the big ball games, right? If we don't establish a certified running game. I don't care who you are. You have to incorporate the running backs. You have to incorporate them. Even if you want to dink it off to the sideline, like Clemson does with Etienne, you have to establish the running game in some form of fact. We can't walk out. We're the Miami Hurricanes. We should not be walking out of games with a running back less than 100 yards. I'm just being honest. We have to establish, but that really starts with the front five. So we gotta be more aggressive in that. But I like Chaney. Now, the reason I say you split my answer, because then you said Red Lashley. Well, everybody today, I'm an old school cat, man, but everybody today like to throw the ball around the yard, right? So I don't know if Chaney actually is going to be the premier player in that offense, or is it King in the sense of just chucking the ball around the yard? You know what I mean? So I really don't know, but I think Chaney's going to be that guy, man. I like big dude, fast, powerful when he needs to be, elusive when he has to be. So I really like him.
Okay. Facts. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for taking. Oh, one more.
All right, go for it. Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Go. You got it.
Listen, we have a good problem. One of the best good problems in the past 6 years. Very good problem. It's a problem, but it's a good problem.
Okay.
What in the world do we do in that safety and striker position, man? We are too deep. And do you think James will probably only? Do you see James? First thing is, what do we do with that safety and striker position? And number two, do you think this is the year where James Williams will sit back more than we ask more of him?
I'm going to be honest, man. I already said this about James. A lot of people disagree. Put it in the chat if you disagree or not. He needs to come off the edge. My personal opinion. I don't care how you want to do it, if you want to package him, right? So in essence, I know we run an even defense. Everybody 4-2-5, 4-3. I don't care. Even in our defenses in my book. I think it's my personal opinion. I've done this film. I think hip-wise, he doesn't have the hips for DB, right? And safety-wise, that's my personal opinion. I may be 100% wrong. Because as I look at his highlight film, he's not doing it. See, also, I didn't see him coverage in man on his highlight film. I haven't seen him in man. I'm going to be honest with you. He's a big guy. He's impressive. He's 6'5", 220. He's 220 something right now coming out of high school. Well, he might be bigger than that. That was 220 11th grade year. He might be bigger than that now. He's going to grow out of the position. You understand what I'm saying? Just naturally, he's going to grow out of the position. And then these offenses, I've said this before, offenses are going to get so creative, they're going to find a way to isolate him to see if he can cover. They're going to do it. They're going to motion it. They're going to formation him. They're going to do different things to see can he cover. And then you get guys now that's got these Etienne type guys that's going to now got a 3-by-1 look. Then they're going to motion the running back out to the slot. And now he may have to come down and cover him one-on-one with a lot quicker guy. Now that's where your hips take place. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's my own personal opinion. I think that he can be more effective creating pressure on the guy that's throwing the ball because he's 220, dog. That means that he should not gain any weight. Sean Taylor was 220. He was huge. But he was doing that in the pros. So I just think he's going to get too big for the position. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my own personal opinion, man. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing he does have. He's got excellent hands now. He's got excellent hands. Excellent hands. Now, if he really wanted to be a real impact, either go get the guy with the ball or he go down there to that little quote-unquote H position and he go, I don't want to take him on defense, but like you said, we got a good problem. He go start doing that little, what's my man from KC now? Kelsey. And he go start doing that stuff, the little Shannon Sharp type deals. And because if you watch his highlight tape, he got more receiver plays than he got defensive plays. So So,
and what about the safety? What about the safety position? Other than James, how do you see that work out? Like, what is your opinion on it?
I mean, both of the guys coming back. So, I mean, that's one thing you have. In my opinion, you have some veteran stuff, right? So you got guys coming back with some veteran, and the young guys got to learn, man. It's hard to throw. If you want to throw Cameron Kitchens in there, right? That's fine. He can get some play when we get some burn early. But again, I don't think they're going to get a free COVID year anymore. I wouldn't personally burn his red shirt when you got other guys back there, you know. And I think he's the only save between him and William. We surely didn't get any more cornerbacks this year. And if everybody thinks Tariq Stevenson's a cornerback, he's another striker type dude. He's that nickel guy. So that's what it is, man.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, man. We'll wait and see, man. Like I said, thank you, Coach. And
no problem.
Please, Kane fans, man, go to the games, man.
We'll check it out.
Games, man.
Definitely, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for the great questions, bro.
Thanks.
Alrighty, man. All right, man. So he was full of questions. I loved it, man. It was a great question. A lot of comments when they're going through. Somebody asked me right here, Bree. I know I saw it earlier. He said, who is Sessions? You got to forgive me. I keep saying Jeff Sessions is Jess Simpson. I know that. I apologize. Some reason Jeff Sessions keep popping in my head. Maybe I watch too many politics stuff. I don't know, man. But anyway, I keep looking at too much political stuff, man. But anyhow, I keep wanting to say Jeff Sessions, but it's Jess Simpson. So yes, the D-line coach now at Miami. Chase Smith, brother Jay Blaze says, Chase Smith, I think he's going to be that guy. You know what I mean? He has to learn his way through. He can do it. He can come off the edge. Somebody here put a great point about his height. Hold on, I'm sorry. I just saw it. You guys getting a great job, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, make it happen. I think Hurricane Millie, here he is. Hurricane Millie said, he's 6'5", so that 220 on him is like a 5'11" guy weighing 195. Yes, I get it. But again, he's going to naturally get bigger. So now you're going to tell me he's going to be a 245, 250? Think about that. He's going to be a 245. I'm not looking at him to now. I'm projecting him to the future. Because you got to remember when Taz Haitian Kane says Chantel was 6'3", 220. Yeah, he was 6'3", 220, right? At the height of his career. So now you look at this dude, he's at 6'3", 220, 6'6", 220, 11th grade. I would love to see what he's weighing now. I would love to see what he weighs after eating. Remember, he's not even eating properly. He's not on the right training table. So I just want to see what it is. But anyway, phone lines are open. You guys are more than welcome to call in. Let me see here. Yep, phone lines are open. You guys are more than welcome to call in with your questions. I know we spent some time on that. But yeah, definitely. Here we go. Zoo Pride, what's up, man? He said, do you think Troutman can have playing time right away? I don't know, man. I don't know. He's a guy, too. He's from the Orlando Edgewater area, Orlando Edgewater High School, but from the Orlando area. He's a guy, too. I saw a lot of his film. I broke his film down. He's a guy that does a lot of blitzing. You understand? On his film, actually coached against him. I mean, he's quick. He's got a lot of quick twitch in him. But for me, linebacker is bigger than just a blitzing guy. Caller, talk to us. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Coach? It's Jose. I'm calling from Miami. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? What's up, Jose?
What's up, brother? Big fan of the show, man. I started watching you a couple weeks ago when you did the evaluation of all the recruits, man. Really like what you had to say. Agree with everything you said for the most part. I think you're underrating my boy Arroyo back. I agree with everything you said, Coach.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the tight end from Texas? I'm gonna just tell you again.
I think he's gonna do some big things.
Yeah, I'm not saying he won't, but here's my thing. I make my judgments purely off of what I see, right? So here's what you have to remember this too. When I look at those films, I don't look at them. Here's what I do when I look at the films. Here's my philosophy. I put it like, even when I do the WREs, I look at them for the first time. I don't look at them 2 or 3 times and do it. Only thing I record twice on there is maybe the intro, because I may jack a name up. I may forget what city they come from or their weight or something. But when I put the video on, that's the first time I'm looking at it. So that's my first impression of them. And so that's why I do that, because I want you to get an honest and a genuine opinion about what I see from a coach's lens. Because here's the deal. When coaches look at film, you got to remember how many films a coach looks at in a day, right? When we used to do recruiting videos, we would look at 30, 40, or 50 of those guys a day. A day. If those first 30 seconds didn't pop off the tape, we go to the next guy, because you don't have the time. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a trailer. It's like a trailer to a movie, right? Would you watch a horror flick if the trailer only showed love scenes?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Maybe he didn't pop in what you saw. I get what
just
you're
what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can't project into a guy, but I'm just talking about popping off the screen. Yeah, just popping off, like how the Chase Smith popped off the screen for me. But I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, Coach. All right, I had a question for you. Now that Manny's taking over, his defense has always been predicated on getting pressure on the QB with the DNs for the most part, except for the year that he had Gerald Willis, which was a beast, and RJ McIntosh as well. So now that we're losing 2 DNs to the first round, well, Roche probably going the second or third. How do you think he'll be able to make up for that, especially since we don't got the linebackers that he's had his whole career in Miami with Pickney and Quarterman being able to hold the fort behind them?
Well, I know he went to the transfer portal. I think he's getting the guy. Who was the guy that came in from Tennessee?
DeAndre Johnson.
DeAndre from South. What is he from? South Dade or Homestead High School, something like that.
I think he went to Southridge.
Southridge, that's right. I apologize, Southridge. So that brings in a little bit more depth and experience. Here's where your coaching comes in, right? I've always said this: if players can't make it for you, you better have a great scheme. So I think this is where the coaching comes in, where you bring in a Jess Simpson. I got the name right? So you bring in a guy like Jess Simpson. You bring in a Travis Williams or even a Michael Barrow, a guy that's having some experience, learning how to do things with twist, learning how to scheme guys up. Because even as good, let's be honest with you, I always say this about Clemson, as good as the athletes and talent they had, they still did a great job with their blitz scheme, with their pressure schemes. They didn't just run down the middle of a guy and beat him like how they did with Chase Young, right? So Chase Young at Ohio State could just beat his man one-on-one. Well, Brett Venables always did a great job with involving everybody, not just saying, okay, my one man is going to beat somebody. So that's what we'll have to do when it comes to that.
Yeah. They didn't have anybody that popped off other than the guy who got drafted, Isaiah Simmons. But they always had a solid defense with Venables.
Right.
So I hear what you're saying, Coach. And then my last question: you think North Carolina is going to be as big as a threat as everybody say? Because they lost a lot of people, but I see a lot of people projecting them to win the Coastal. You think that highly of them?
I'm gonna just tell you why I say yes, man. Because they're rolling. They did a great job. I mean, you got a veteran coach in there. He's getting the guys from the area, because a lot of people don't realize that North Carolina, that Southern Virginia, right? That Hampton Roads, that Portsmouth, Newport News area has a ton of talent. That's where the Mike Vicks came from, the Ronald Currys. All those cats came out that Portsmouth, that North Carolina, all that area. So they have talent. I mean, hell, you look at Tony Grimes, that cornerback they had. Think about it. That dude is starting.
He's going to be a beast. He's in high school.
He should have been playing his senior year of high school. This dude is starting at cornerback. So that goes to tell you they're getting guys in there, right? And so I think they're going to do a great job. The quarterback is coming back. So, yeah, they may have lost some pieces, but trust me, there's some guys sitting on that bench that we don't know about yet. Trust me.
Yeah, I hear you, Coach. All right, well, I appreciate your time, Coach. Big fan, man.
Thanks a lot.
Glad you're doing this, man. I love hearing some insight from someone who's a Canes fan and also has that coaching experience.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, you have a good one, Coach.
You too, Jose. All right, brother. All right, real quick, man. Let me go through some of these, man. That was a great call by Jose. I just saw right here. Y'all got it going tonight. Caller, give me 1 second. Hurricane Jedi Kane 06 says, "What's up, Cole? What's going on with you? Call in, man. That's the young cat. I want to say like 13, I think, or 14. Big Hurricane fan. So, man, you're more than welcome, Hurricane Jedi. I know you might have school or something, but go ahead and call in and let's see what's going on. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from."
Good evening, Coach. It's Kevin Dallas, Georgia.
I knew you was gonna call, Kevin. I knew it. You couldn't stay away from this Kane love, dog. I knew you was gonna call in.
Well, hey, Coach. I mean, we go back to 78. Full disclosure, I told you at the last time we spoke. But that notwithstanding, I just want you to know, as far as Coach Hayes, all Hurricanes, you all are officially on the clock. Coach Baker, y'all shot him to deuces. Y'all packed his bags for him and sent him to the left. So no excuse. I see that y'all, as far as two, y'all have that SEC flavor coming in with as far as two coaches. I think that's what, South Carolina and Auburn. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you all a mulligan as far as recruiting, as far as for 20. But as far as 21 and 22, it's going to be the make and break as far as officially South Florida being the state of Miami. You have to put that wall up, Coach. Keep the kids home for the classes of 21 and 22. Then also, when it comes to Coach Diaz, hey.
Well, hold on, Kevin, real quick. 21 is done. So we're working on 22, 23.
Excuse me. I mean, as far as, pardon me.
22, 23.
23.
That's correct. Yeah.
As far as 22, 23, those are the classes that's going to have to make and break as far as Coach Diaz.
I agree. I can agree with that. And that's what I said to an earlier caller, Kevin, was that, again, like I said, we're not getting the elite of the elite guys, right? But now he has to steal. We got to start stealing, i.e. the Ja'Cory Brooks guy. We got to start getting those guys to stay to the crib. We have to. I'm not saying we're not getting some very, 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 very good recruits, but we're not getting that elite guy, that impact player. Here's my question to the chat. I want to ask this to Kevin. I'm gonna let you ask your question, but I'm gonna give him time to think about it. Excuse me. It Kane Juice gangster right now. Here's my question. Name right now a kid that's on the University of Miami right now on the University of Miami team that is elite right now. Not very, very good. I'm talking about elite from South Florida, i.e. a Duke Johnson caliber kid right now. And I'm posing that to the chat. So, Kevin, while they thinking and getting ready to post or call in, talk to me, man. What's going on?
Okay, well, Coach, in reference to the question just asked, I'm just going to chime in because as soon as you said it, the only two names that came to mind immediately, I think it's the Taylor kid, the D lineman, as well as James Williams. Those would be two young men that, hey, I would try to get to the scripted white A on the crimson hat yesterday. I mean, those would be two guys. But as far as the other guys, Coach, I honestly think the Kitchens kid, but I think out of the, 24, well, not 24, but I say out of the 21 kids that I'm aware of as far as that you eval, I would say really only 4, maybe 5 that I would say, okay, any school, SEC, ACC, etc. But as far as the other 17, it's more so projections, and as you stated, hey, coaching them up. Because the thing is that sometimes, because the thing that just kind of just pokes the bear as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the University of Miami as far as recruiting over the past maybe 3 to 4 years, it's been more so projections. Mm-hmm. And that would be like, for instance, Coach Hayes, back in your single days, if you say, I have a nice girlfriend, except she's bow-legged, cross-eyed, have 2 teeth, but she has a great personality. I mean, we don't, and the same as far as, say, for instance, your sister. She brought a guy home, and he was polar timid. I mean, you wouldn't by no means feel that he could protect your sister. Mm-hmm. So by that being the case, we still don't want to do the projections when it comes to, because that's your job, coach. I mean, you can't, you wouldn't dare, coach, have 8, 17, 18, and 19-year-old guys coming into your program, and of the, say, 20-some guys, 25 guys you bring into your program, that at least 13 to 14 of them are projections.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4, okay, 3 or 4, Coach Hayes, you can coach up. I know you can coach up 25, but if you had your druthers, you'd only would want to have to coach up 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to. I hope you wouldn't want to have to coach up 25 players.
No, and now you won't coach them. Don't get me wrong, but there's some guys that you bring in your recruiting class that are, like you said, they're good projections. You're hoping that they work out, right? So you playing Vegas rules here. You're hoping they work out, but if they don't, it's okay. You know what I mean? He can contribute, but that happens, right, in recruiting. But out of those 25 scholarships that we get, we can't have, like you said, we got to have 4 projections and 21 gangsters if we want to get back to the old you, right? In the sense of kicking people behind. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, you're 100% correct on that, Kevin.
And one last thing, Coach, and that's in reference to your earlier caller had brought up Muschamp as far as being the DC. And my question to him would be this, and that is, Coach Hayes is the head coach of Coach Hayes U.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting paid X amount of dollars. Would it be any way possible for his DC to be making more than him? And I think the answer would be no. So by that being the case, as far as Coach Muschamp is concerned, the only way that you can get Coach Muschamp on board would be for him to be an analyst. Because there's no way in the world he's going to forfeit the money that he's getting paid from South Carolina.
Yeah, and I don't know what his contract so far is, what kind of things. And I know a lot of guys that if he was fired without cause, you know, South Carolina has to make him whole. So for math's sake, a lot of people may not understand this. Let's just say math's sake. Let's say Muschamp was making $5 million just for math's sake. And let's just say University of Miami comes in and pays him $1 million. South Carolina is still on the hook for $4 million for the remainder of his contract. All right. Or there's a buyout or whatever. I think he got bought out. That's typically how it works out. But like you said, as an analyst, what people don't realize, man, bro, these guys are not, if like you said, he's making all this money. And if you put me on the field role, now I have to go recruiting. I got to get on a plane, go around here, travel, grab me. No, like you said, he may come in and be an analyst. That way he doesn't have to lead a facility. He's chilling on the off season. You understand? He's still working. Don't get me wrong, he has a job. But trust me, that on the field coach, man, look here. You constantly talking to recruits. You tweeting and texting and calling and talking to the mom, man. Those analysts not doing that. Now, they may come in as a closer, but they're not making initial contact as the on-the-field coach is. So that's why they may make they make less money, of course, but they also have less responsibility, man. So, yeah.
Coach Hayes, as always, a pleasure to speak with you. Enjoy as far as everything that you put on, as far as your WREs, as well as when you do this live talk. Hey, I always am my thoughts and prayers that you take care of yourself, and look forward to speaking with you soon, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I know you're going to call on the next Canes because you, in the heart of hearts, you're a Canes fan, Kevin. You know it. You know it.
It's in the deepest recesses of my mind, though, Coach, because, hey, you know, I'm RTR, but, hey, I'm not going to do that because, hey, it's all about orange and green this evening. It's all about orange and green.
Matter of fact,
take care, Coach.
Hey, when you write your name tomorrow, Kevin, I want you to start it off with a C. Kevin. For Canes. I'm just teasing, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, brother. Thanks a lot, man.
Take care now.
Bye now.
Take care.
All right. So let me jump into the comment section right quick. I did pose a question. Somebody put in here and says, Coach, your question is not fair. Trucker Abdullah says, Coach Hayes, that question is unfair, though, because we haven't had an elite talent as teachers, coaches to develop the talent. I agree with that. Okay. I can agree with that to a certain extent. But at the same time, I'm still asking. And here's the funny thing. Everybody in here right now Everybody in the chat right now, from what I'm looking at, and it's popping through really fast for me. A lot of people for a current player, and I said current, but again, these guys are on the team, not a Leonard Taylor, so forth. I'm cool with that, James Williams. But a current player, everybody's saying Chaney. Okay? I think he can be elite. When he started. Think about this. I'm just saying, they started the game off with knighting over him. Now, I'm not saying that has nothing to do with the player. Don't get me wrong. I'm just talking about when guys are elite, they pop off the page. Like, you can't deny it. I may hate Chaney's guts as a person, but as a coach, I got to put him on the field, right? A lot of people used to think about that about Lawrence Taylor. They hated his guts, but he was going to play on Sunday. He was going to play on Sunday. So my point is that guys that pop off the tape, everybody talking about James Williams, guys, I don't want to, I'm not a hater, dog. I'm not. I'm just being realistic. When I look at his highlight tape, guys, I'm not projecting his size. I'm talking about dude that pop off the tape. Kamari Wilson's tape pops off to me bigger than he is right now. And I'm not saying that I love my Kane, but I'm not saying I would not recruit James. I would definitely recruit James Williams without a drop of without any hesitation. I would definitely recruit him. But I'm talking about guys that pop off the tape. I'm not looking at size. I'm looking at ability. That's all I'm saying. Caller, talk to us. What's your name? Where you calling from? 239 area code. Where is that?
Yo, coach, it's Marlo.
Marlo, what's up with you, man?
What's up, man? From Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just wanted to touch base on you about something I talked to you last week, and you brought to my attention. I really didn't think about it until you brought it up.
Okay.
I was one of the guys, I'm not going to lie, I was one of the guys that when we get a transfer portal, I was happy about it until you said, why did they transfer over?
Okay.
And you know me, I did a little research and about Rambo. So give me one second. I'm at Wendy, so my bad. But yeah, I had looked at Rambo stats. His sophomore year, he had 700 yards, right?
Okay.
In his junior year, it dropped down to 300.
Yeah. Why was that though? And that's the question. Why?
And the freshman and the sophomore had more yards because the freshman and the sophomore took his position. So to me, he running from competition. You think he's gonna come down here and do something? And he had drops just like Mark Polk and D. Wiggins. I checked this stat.
Okay.
Well, you just brought that to my attention about these transfer portals. I just want to bring that up. How you feel about that?
Well, like I said, I didn't look into it, so I'm glad you did some homework on it, man. And that's my question. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm glad to have him. I mean, if we got a spot for him, he's more than welcome. But like you said, we have to do a deep dive into these guys, do our due diligence on these guys and find out why. Like you say, that's a huge difference from 700 yards to 300 yards. And the freshmen coming in and out, two freshmen come in and outplay him. And now he decided I'm gonna take my talents elsewhere. So why is that?
Yeah.
You know, and that's always asked question, why? I don't have a problem with the transfer portal as long as, like I said in the other show, long as the whys fit with my scheme, my philosophy, and everything else, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I feel you, coach. I just got one. I got something else I want to talk about.
Okay.
The James Williams kid. I like him better inside the box or at the end, like you said. And it's not about his fit. I'm not saying that because of his size, because we see safeties that big all the time in the NFL.
Well, name one. No. Hold up, Marlo. Name me 1 6'6" safety.
Oh, he's 6'6"? I thought he was like 6'4".
No, he's on his listed at 6'6". Hold on, let me check right quick. I may be wrong, but let me just make sure. I may be wrong. Let me check my little black box.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked at his film. I knew he was big, but I didn't even check his stats. Nothing. I ain't even gonna lie. I just looked at his film.
They got him listed at 6. They got him listed at 6'5" on 247. That's what they have him listed at.
Yeah, but I changed my mind about his safety. That is safety that big in the NFL. You know, you got big safeties, but to me, it's not even about his size. It's just the way he moves and the way he plays. He don't really play like a ball hawking, like an athletic safety back there. Like he got the hips. You know, it's not about his size. It's the way he plays. He got hands. He can hit. He can cover. not cover, but he can hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the offense is now, everything is spread, man. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but if I see somebody like that playing, I'm gonna eat him up. I'm gonna throw posters. I'm gonna get him in the open field. I'm gonna make him cover one of my small receivers. That's why I think he should play posters now. That's me, but
yeah, I agree. No, I was saying I agree. And the biggest issue, though, you know what I mean, Marlo, is we want everybody saying he should play down, and there are some clips in his film, and he doesn't have a senior film up. So I would have loved to see his senior film I want to see the progression in him, right? You got to remember, too, everything that I am saying, I am not basing this on projection. I am basing this on reality, what I've seen on film. That's all I got to go off of. See, that's where we get in trouble when we try and project some stuff for things that we have not seen. How am I going to say to you, Marlo, right now? How am I going to say to you that I am? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this from a business standpoint. Right? I don't know. I don't know how old you are, but I think you said your dad played at UM, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he played back in the late '80s.
Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, well, let me ask you this from a standpoint. You got $100,000, right?
Yeah.
Would you invest $100,000 in me for a business I've never done before?
I highly doubt it.
Why?
I never saw you running before. If I'm making an investment, I need to see something that.
But I ran another business. I ran a total different business before, but I don't have any experience in this business. You wouldn't invest that money in me? Why not? But I'm a Canes fan. Why not?
What you mean? You talking about you personally? If it's just somebody I just met off the street or somebody just asked?
No, even if you know me, would you still put your money into you? I'm trying to make an example of saying it's hard for people to invest in something when you haven't seen them do it. Right? Because they say they want to do it. That's my same point I'm trying to say about him. I can't make a projection. I can't invest anything into him in any player, not just him, until I see him do it or have some remnants of it. That's all I'm saying. Now, I do make projections when I'm saying, hey, based on size, he may be able to play down because I'm looking at athleticism, but he's going to have to be taught these things. But when I look at his film, I don't see him covering anybody. I see Cameron Kitchens covering. I see Cameron Kitchens doing different things. I see these things. So that's all I'm just simply trying to say.
Yeah, I like Cam a lot, but like you said earlier, I think we should do the time. You know, we still got Bubba coming back. Devontae Williams should be healthy next year. Is Amari Carter coming back?
From my understanding, I haven't heard anything different.
Yeah, no, we got some players. We got some safeties and stuff coming back. I like our safeties a lot. I like Bubba, even though you take bad angles. I don't know if you high on him, but for some reason I like him. He pop out a lot to me every time I watch the game.
You want to know why? You want to know why he pops out? I like him too, but you want to know why he pops out? Because he always making the tackle. Because he think about it. He the leading tackler as the free safety. That's why he pop out. Because every time he get up, Bubba Bolden on the tackle. That's why he pop out. Yeah. I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, real quick, man. There was a couple of cats in here left some great comments, and I love the fact that I love the back and forth. I see people giving me some. They giving it to me right now. I see it. Hold on. Let me see here right now. One person brought up Robert Sands. Here you go. Zoo Pride 85 said Robert Sands from Carroll City was 6'5" and played safety at West Virginia. You're 100% right. I coached against him, but that was 19 years ago when people were still running I-back cover 3. It wasn't too much 4 wide going on like that. The ball wasn't chucked around the room, around the field. The game has changed. So, yes, 6'5", I know him. I coached against him. I know exactly who you're talking about. But people was running downhill. You understand? It was 8 men in the box. Now you can't do that. People coming out 5 wide. And West Virginia was one of the top schools at that time. I think Rich Rod and them were there. Was one of the top schools that was chucking the ball around the yard. But remember, they were playing against two-back kind of cats, man. So, yes, you're 100% correct. He said it was a spread offense back then. Yeah, we had spread offenses. I understand that. But what I'm trying to say, 305 Kane, is all I'm just simply saying is that people were still, there was a lot of ready run flow. That's what I'm trying to say. And that time you had to run the ball. It was runny. That's all I'm trying to say. Lee Brother says, let's see the senior film of James. It's a lot of guys, not just him. A lot of these guys do not put together a senior film. I don't know why. I would love to see a senior film. I would just love to see what, like I said, what we're getting. Because everything we're doing, including myself, I'm projecting it off of 11th grade tape. I'm just being honest. I'm projecting everything off 11th grade tape. So I would love to see his senior film. I would love to see it. OG Kane says, I saw Williams roaming the field, no coverage. That's correct. He played middle field safety. You know what I mean? He was back there just playing center field. And he's 6'5", so he's taking them off the top. Great job. He did what he was supposed to do. This is not a knock on James Williams whatsoever. Not a knock whatsoever. Somebody said on here that he said that he would not play another position. I'm trying to see how far back it was. Here we go. 305 Kane said he would not play any other position other than safety. I wish him the best. And hey, do your thing, man. I'll be cheering you on. I'm dead serious about that. I'm just talking about through my experiences. I just think personally, I think he would do better from that standpoint of playing down. This year was hard for a senior film due to COVID-19. Kevin Conyers, please explain why. They still played the game, so I'm not understanding why a senior film was hard if you still played the games. I know down here they played the games. Now, maybe some schools didn't play, but I know they did play the games, and all you got to do is go on Huddle and put a check mark on the play that was a highlight for you, and it makes it for you. Ain't like back in our day where you had to go get 2 VCR tapes, put them together. You know what I'm saying? That's old school there. So let's see here. K-Brew 25 Kane says, I seen it, coach. He's the real deal. I'm not sure what you've seen. Maybe it was his senior film. And I'm not saying he's not the real deal. I'm just making, like I said, I ask a lot of thought-provoking questions. That's my purpose for this channel right here. Just a lot of thought-provoking questions. The phone lines are open. You're more than welcome to call in. Let me make sure it's clear so we can get a call in. You guys are more than welcome. He says, playing with your hand in the dirt at a line of scrimmage is a grown man business, and you need to have a certain mentality. Williams hasn't had to go up against angry 300-pounders. That's from D. Lewis. Yeah, and like I'm saying, I'm not saying he has to be there at all times. I think he has a skill set where he can play in space. He can come off the edge. They can package him. He can be that third down a rusher, where you don't lose a guy, where you actually technically in a 3 front, but he actually is the 4th man off the edge. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with a guy he has a skill set. Don't get me wrong. He can move in small, to me, he does make burst in small spaces, right? I guarantee he's got a great 10-yard shuttle. I guarantee he's got a great shuttle. I guarantee he's rangy. He can make plays, but like I said, let's not put him in a box. Let's put him in a situation where we can get the most out of all of his talent. That's what I'm saying we got to do with our players. That's all I'm saying. Let me see here. We've been on James for a long time, but anyway, we still be talking about these coaches. Brother Jay Blaze said no more fullback position. You're right. They call H-backs. That's what I'm saying, that the game has kind of evolved, right? So you get in these mid players, these in-betweener. Believe it or not, Shannon Sharp was one of these first type kind of guys. I just saw a thing where he said he played at 220. Shannon Sharp played the position at 220-pound paid tight end, right? And then the Dallas Clarks came along from the Colts. And so now you're looking at these kind of guys like Tony Gonzalez still was a tight end type, but he did have receiver skill, but he still had a tight end type body. You know, Gronkowski just grown man, bro. Let me see here. All right, we got a great call. Got a call. Call to talk to us. I got a Tallahassee number here, so talk to us. Give us your name.
What's going on, Coach? Hey, this is 305 Kane Rep.
What's up with you, man?
What's going on with you, man? I was just sitting here, you know, you were talking about this whole James Williams situation. And, you know, I follow the guy on Instagram and, you know, I see him go live and a lot of people's in his comments and asking him, man, would he play any other position than safety? And he said he's not playing anything else other than safety. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his pride, if it's, you know, won't tell him he doesn't want to play anything else. But, you know, like you were saying in his film, no one has seen him cover anybody. He's always been in the box. I've even seen on some of his film, he was playing at the end.
Have you seen a senior film on him?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
No,
I was just trying to see a senior film, but okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I haven't seen any kind of senior film on him either. You know, I guess these guys, once they get the level of intent going, they don't, you know, put the effort in putting the senior film in because they've already signed the field, you know. But I really believe that, you know, once we get, you know, these new coaches back and, you know, in the swing of things, we'll, you know, have a better look at secondary. But I just don't think that, you know, by him saying that he doesn't want to play anything else other than safety, I just that's going to present a future problem for the Hurricanes. And I really do believe that.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. That's the biggest thing, especially in high school coaching. Right? You see it early. I had some players that. Here's where a big problem happens. I'm gonna tell you where there's a big disconnect, and this is why I brought this up earlier. And I know you were talking about Sands. A lot of times, dads, right, or the uncles, or whoever the handler is of these high school players. They are looking at football through their eyes. When I played, which happened to be the 80s, 90s, you know what I mean? Like as the dad or whoever is saying, he should be a safety coach. Okay. But they don't make safeties like Lewis Oliver anymore. You understand? Bob Sanders couldn't last in football today. As a safety, I'm just being honest. Would you think so?
No,
I
don't believe so.
They won't make it. Ronnie Lott will be 8 to pieces. I'm just talking about as great as these guys were, right. The game has changed. The game is changing. So a lot of these people who have these kids, or who I'm gonna call them advisors, whether it's a dad, uncle, older brother, whatever, they're telling them what they know from their perspective. When they don't realize safeties now are oversized linebackers. That's all they are.
They have to be able to run sideline to sideline. They have
you have to. You cannot. The people are too fast. Right?
I just couldn't see, you know, like you were saying, like a running lot trying to cover a offense when they run a 4 and 5 wide receivers spreading the field out and trying to cover the field.
Yeah. Matter of fact, H.H. Marlowe just put in here, Bob Sanders will last. Tyrann, I guess he's talking about the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu playing. I wasn't talking about Bob Sanders' size. I was talking about his coverage ability. But you see the difference between Bob Sanders and the Honey Badger?
Right.
I wasn't talking about his height. I was talking about his size.
I saw one of the games that Honey Badger played, and he's gotten a little bit faster. He's realized that he has to be able to cover that field. And he's dropped some of his weight down over the years. If you see him now, he's a lot more slender than he was back in the day.
Who is this? Bob Sanders?
Honey Badger.
Uh-huh.
He's dropped a lot of weight. He's dropped a lot of weight compared to what he's been in the past years because he knows he has to be able to run from sideline to sideline.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that the game is changing, right? And things are changing, and people have to learn to evolve. And we're looking at it in the previous times. You know what I'm just saying? And it's okay. And I want to say this again, 305 camera. I'm not saying this kid can't play. He can play football. What I just want to do is I want to maximize his talent. That's all I'm saying. I want to get, I want to squeeze every ounce of juice out that turnip, dog. Because we have to. If the Canes want to get back, we have to maximize all of our guys' talent. All of them. We have to. We have to. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I would love to see a senior film. So a lot of these guys don't have senior film. And I don't know why, bro. These millennials, boy, these ain't even, what is it, Gen Z or whatever? No, they so lazy. Bro, we had to get 2 VCR tapes, two VCRs. You know what I'm saying? These cats, now all they got to do is go to Huddle and click a
stamp and all that. I remember that.
Bro, all you had to do was click a stamp. Man, we used to have to write down the number on the timestamp, right? Yeah. And write down, okay, it was at the 305 mark, it was at the 216 mark, and then you had to go back and try and double record, and then you had to pay somebody. You had to pay somebody to put, the music under it because they ain't have it like computer. These cats got everything now. They only want to click a button, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I played for Jackson back in 04, graduated in 04.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think by the time you got that already, I left and went to school.
04 from where? You said Jackson?
Yeah, I graduated in 04.
Were you there with Shavers? The running back from Colorado that went to Colorado?
No, I wasn't there with Shavers. I was there with Dumerville. Dumerville was a senior. I was a freshman.
So we played y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all. Dumerville was a senior. That was 01, right? I mean 2000. Yeah. 2000. So I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, man. I know we talking about it, but I love stories. So on that same team, Dumerville was number 1. He coming off the air. He killing our quarterback, Robert Spence, right? I mean, listen, he tearing Spence up. Man, Spence, if you watching, don't kill me, dog. Well, I love you, man, Weeble. Spence crying. A young cat, 10th grade. He crying. He got snot running. So we call a naked boot for Spence. And nobody saw it but Dumerville at the last second. And Spence, he beat him to the end zone. He pointed back at Spence like, I got you. And I remember at the end of Dumerville saying, hey, good call, coach. But I just remember that game, man. Dumerville was killing us, dog. He was killing us, man.
He was a beast for 5'11".
A beast, strong, quick, fast, aggressive, and he understood the game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
All right, because I'm gonna let you get another call in, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Nah, anytime, man. Thank you, man. So I hope I made sense with all I was saying.
Yes, sir.
All right, now. All right, real quick, man. So we back at it. Real quick, big shout out to Bergie in the building. Bergie with a $10 donation. He says, I respect what you're saying, coach, but you have to take into account that if Lott were playing today, he would adapt to the training of today as well. Lott with today's training equal monster. I agree with that 1,000%, Bergie, but did Lott have the foot speed to cover how safeties are responsible to cover today? That's all remember, Lott was a cleanup man. Lott would knock your head off. He cleaned up the alleys because coverages will play different. So, yes, you're 100% right. Lott would be a ball player. Lott would be able to make some changes. But if you look at these guys, they got to be able to cover, man. They have to. It's just the way the game is played now. So, yeah, I agree with you 1,000% that Lott would still be an impact player, but he may have been a guy that would have had to be the strong safety down in the box instead of the free safety as he played. So real quick, just want to say that out there, man. Bergie, thank you so much. Man, you ain't even call in, Bergie. Man, what's up with you, man? Call in, man. I miss talking to you. All right, and Bergie, this for you, man. All right, real quick. OG Kane said Ronnie Lott today would get ejected. You right about that. He would, man. He would get ejected. You right, Kareem. I'm trying to get back to the coaches, man. You're 100% right. That's what it's all about. So do me a favor. Pose a question or call in, Kareem. Let's get back to the coach. I would love to do that. But in the meantime, in between time, Let me see here. Well, y'all killing. Real quick, man, hit the subscribe. We got 200 in the chat right now. Loving that. All right. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Share it out. Let's see what we have. It says a lot was a corner at USC in his first few years in the league. Then he was moved to safety. Maybe he outgrew the position. That's my point, guys. That's my point. That's my point. And then back then, I guarantee he played a bunch of cover 3. Right? Was turning Bell. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I may be wrong. But let's go look it up. Remember, it's a lot of different schemes now. But anyhow, let's get back, like my man said, let's get to the coaching piece of it, because there's some guys we left out. Like I said, you're more than welcome to call in and everything else. Hurricane Millie say Lau will be playing linebacker right now. All right. So anyway, let's talk about this. Everybody's heavy on the defense, right? But I want to hear some guy. Everybody asking me, I'm going to ask you guys a question. If Manny Diaz decides to be the quote, if he remains to be the shot caller, the play caller, and it doesn't go as planned, did he put himself on the chopping block? So if he stays with his original plan of, I'm going to call the plays, and he may name someone as a defensive coordinator, and we drop to a UNC. Matter of fact, let's go through this. We got Alabama, App State, Michigan State. Am I right? I hope I got them in order. Correct. Alabama, App State, Michigan State. If he drops 2 or 3, are we in trouble? And the reason I asked that question is, so I'm going to link it back to, like Kareem said, was back to coaching. What do we do in regards to coaching? Does he give the reins to T-Rob? I think T-Rob, my personal opinion, I think the hire will be Travis Williams, Jess Simpson, Travis Williams, T-Rob, DeMarcus Van Dyke. T-Rob gets the defensive coordinator. T-Rob gets the defensive coordinator on paper with a high collaboration with Manny Diaz, and we'll see how that works in the spring. That's my opinion. Caller, talk to us. Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, it's Bergie. How you doing, buddy?
I knew you was gonna call in, Bergie. All I do is send out the bat signal. You would come, baby. What's up?
Yeah. No, you basically just got on the subject that I was trying to stay away from, but we're going to get into it now. If this goes south, man, Manny definitely put himself on the chopping block. But if this is the way he wants to go out, this is the way he wants to go. I mean, either it's going to work or it's not going to work. Right now, I'm kind of conflicted because I'm not sure where this is going yet as far as the staff. Are we done? Are we bringing in somebody else, either a DC, and Manny's going to help out with linebackers? Are we going to bring in a linebacker coach, and Manny's going to stay with DC? Because remember, he said, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the staff is finalized. We're done. And now we're not done. So I'm kind of on the fence here as far as what he's going to do. I will say I'm very happy that he brought in Shoop, and I really hope that he is serious as far as with him being an analyst, that he's really going to sit down with the guy and look at potential holes in his scheme and what he can do to fix that. But again, it's still determined on, what else is going to happen with the staff in the coming days, weeks. So that's where I'm at with that for now. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, like I said, I just posed it, man. If App State doesn't look right,
I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah, but we have to, baby. Listen.
No, I know.
But we have to, right? If App State doesn't look right, we can recover. Okay?
Well, let me ask you this. And getting into that, and then I'll stick with that point. You're making a good point. If we get completely smoked by Alabama, like completely, do you think the staff is able to recover walking into App State and then Michigan State?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why, man. believe. I hate to say this, but this is the honest truth.
Go for it.
It's players in that locker room don't even believe they can win that game right now.
That I believe. I 100% agree with you on that one.
So here's my thing. Guys, there are some guys that they're gonna be fired up for that game, right? We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll, right? But there are some individuals. I didn't say a team, but there are some individuals in that locker room that don't believe that, and they're saying, "Well, that's Alabama, so but we're gonna kill App State or whatever." I'm just being honest. That's just when you have 100 people in a locker room, everybody doesn't drink the Kool-Aid like that, unfortunately, right?
I agree.
Because they don't believe. So, yes, I think we can recover for an App State or whatever, barring injury against Alabama, right? We still are not in this point where we can take significant injuries at significant positions. We don't have the depth yet. But barring injury, App State, which is playing good football, don't get me wrong, they're playing good football, but I still think we are more talented than they are player for player, leg for leg.
I want to believe. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. Over the past few years, I haven't seen a whole lot in a team that tells me they're able to come back from monumental losses. Even when we, earlier in the season, last season, we lost to Clemson, we still looked kind of sloppy for a little bit, and then we kind of came back to it, and then things fell apart at the end. I hear what you're saying, but that first game is really going to be telling. I mean, we still don't even know if King's going to come back, so we don't know if he's playing, which leads us to believe that it's more than likely possibility we're looking at either TBD or possibly even Garcia. I don't see that happening, but it's possible. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm conflicted. I want to believe that, that we're going to be pumped up for the game. We're going to be ready to go, but we haven't seen it. We've seen the way that this team has, I want to say, been prepared, but we can say that it's been just a complete lack of preparation when it comes to big games. And this is a pattern. It's not just, a one-time thing. We've seen this repeatedly year after year now. And it's that has to turn in order for it to for us to believe that something better is going to come out of it. And we haven't seen it yet. I'm not saying it won't happen. We just haven't seen it yet.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I am projecting something. That happens because it's a cultural issue. That's one.
Right.
Secondly, that happens because people don't believe in the process or what you have going on. All right, from a locker room standpoint.
Right.
I have to say this, from the energy of the guys that I can see that's coming around, especially because I'm gonna say this, even offensively, there's a spunk, right? Everybody was talking about, why is King not a vocal leader? Everybody's not loud, everybody's not that, right? He doesn't have to be loud to be a leader. In my eyes. You know what I mean? Some people are not. That's why everybody can't do what everybody else does, because they don't possess those things, right? But you can still be a leader based on your actions. And to me, King is a leader based on his action. I mean, like I've always said this about him. I don't know what football going to do for him, but he got the heart of a lion, boy, for all the things he's been through, and he's still going at it. And so I take my hat off to him as a grown man. I take my hat off to him as a person for who he is. And so I salute him. So I don't know what football is going to be for him, what's in store for him in the future, but as an individual, he's 100% in my book. But with all that being said, from the defensive standpoint, like I said, we got to make sure the culture. I think, like I said, based on what I've seen on that film with the T Will, and I did quite a bit of, looking at videos and reading stuff, and again, I can't vet him because I don't talk to him, but he brings a high set of energy, right? And one thing about players and coaches, if you real, players know it. If you full of it, players know it. You know what I mean? That's one thing about South Florida kids. I always say that we like pit bulls, bro. If If we know you got my back, you can slap a pit bull in the face if that pit bull trusts you and love you. You can slap him dead in the face and he won't bite you. But if that pit bull don't know you or he don't trust you, and you slap that pit bull across his face, you be in the nearest emergency room quick. You understand?
Absolutely. See, and this is why I said before that my hope with bringing in Shoop is as far as him being, a set of eyes for Manny to kind of see what's going on, is that if he's able to identify a lot of things that are wrong with Manny's defense, and he's able to really sit with Manny, and hopefully Manny's willing to open up and say, okay, tell me what I'm doing wrong. How do we fix this? If that process takes place now, right? If that happens now and they're able to handle that stuff, really go over that stuff, look at that stuff, that's going to help all the other new coaches that we brought in to help make them do their jobs better. Because if they can't do what they need to do because they're handcuffed by Manny being stubborn and just want to do what Manny wants to do, nothing happens. You understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah. Yeah. And he is the gatekeeper of this whole thing right now. Manny Diaz is the gatekeeper.
Sorry to cut you off. This goes back to exactly what you said at the very beginning, is that if this doesn't work, did Manny put his own neck on the line? Yep, 100%.
That's right.
All falls on Manny. That's why I don't even want to talk about, like the 2022 class. I know other people bring up, who we're going to get that. I don't even care about that right now because I'm not even, until I see what happens this season, I'm not guaranteed Manny's going to be the coach in the 2022 season. So, for me, there's no point even looking that far ahead. I just want to know what's going to happen come this spring camp, how we're going to look, what's going to happen going into the fall camp, how we're going to look, if we're going to get King back, and then what happens game 1 at Alabama. And whether we're on the field ready to play or whether we're just standing there getting steamrolled. Because that's going to be telling. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. So
yeah, it's tough, Bergie, man. I mean, in the sense of these first 3 games tell a lot. I mean, the rest of our schedule, as I look at it here, the rest of our schedule, I mean, Lord have mercy. Who is that Central Connecticut State, the Blue Devils?
I have no idea. I've never heard of them. I have no clue. When I first saw it last year, I said to myself, oh, wow, we're getting Coastal Carolina. And I realized, no, it's not Coastal Carolina. So I had no idea who they were. I've never heard of them before, man.
Yeah, I think it's Central Connecticut. Let me just click the button instead of just guessing.
Yeah, see, my thing is that you got, with the game against Michigan State. Michigan State looked horrible last year. I think they finished 2-9 or 3. Their record was really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a tendency to play down to where teams are, which means, are we going to come out? Should we steamroll Michigan State? I would hope so. It's what I want to see, but we just don't know because we see the way our team reacts when it comes to playing teams like that, is that we just don't know who's going to show up on the field. And again, we're still going to be dealing with the backlash from the Alabama game. Will our team be able to stay up after that, or will we fold? And I'm hoping that it's not the latter.
Yeah, the thing with Michigan State, man, I'm gonna say this is even with Lord forgive me, what's the coach name? Lord,
Appalachian State. Oh, no, sorry. Was it not? I was about to say Izzo, and that's basketball.
I'm calling it Mel Tucker. Even with Mel Tucker at Michigan State, right? He comes in with a significant win last year, even though as bad as they were. He comes in with a rivalry win against Michigan, and a dominant win, right? And a dominant win against Michigan. So that as crazy as that sounds, that is something to build on. Guys from the state are coming. I've been watching. He's beginning some recruits. We just have to see. I just think they had a real bad quarterback issue, but they had a top receiver. They had that type of stuff. So I don't know, man. That's the hardest part. I've said this before about the Canes. We don't know what we're going to get week in and week out. Like, you couldn't have told me from the Duke game to the UNC game it would have looked like that. You could, bro.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not talking about Duke as bad as they were. I was talking about from what I saw from our side of the football, schematically, everybody was on key. Everybody was boom, boom, boom. and you come out and just lay an egg, bro, like that, like literally lay an egg.
It just, that one puzzles me too. It's like, how do we go so night and day like that?
Yeah,
that just it doesn't make sense. I mean, you literally sit there scratching your head, going, "What am I watching right now? I don't get it. How does it go that quick from one way to the other? It just, I don't know. I mean, that's why I said, if you look at this team since Manny Diaz has been here, even as a defensive coordinator, from going back to the beginning of 2016, we've got one really signature win. And that's if you want to count the bowl game against West Virginia as well. Notre Dame, right? Yeah. That's what everybody hangs their hat on, the 2017 Notre Dame game. That was our big win. What have we done since, realistically?
Lost
we've had
La Tech,
not a whole hell of a lot.
We lost to La Tech, FIU. No, we lost to FIU.
We lost to La Tech. We lost to FIU. We've gone 4 consecutive years now of losing multiple games in a row to close the season. 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
That's a bad trend. And then I talked to you about this a while ago. Manny Diaz is responsible for two separate conferences of allowing most rushing yards in a game in that conference against us at North Carolina and when he was at Texas. Now, people say, well, he wasn't DC for this game at North Carolina. Don't care. His name is written all over it. That's 2 conferences now. I mean, this is not good stuff. But anyway, I don't want to keep it negative. I'm trying not to do that. I hope that this year they're putting it together. I'm hoping that with the moves he's making now, that this really is going to put it in a positive direction. I like the recruiting class we just got. I think we got a lot of talented kids. I'm really hoping that is now the real beginning of turning this thing around and putting it in a positive direction. And I'm just going to close with that because I really want to try to end on a high note. But anyway, Thank you very much, Coach. I appreciate you hearing me, and we'll do this again soon.
Definitely, man. Bergie, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for that donation too, buddy.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You too, buddy. All right, man. That's Bergie in the building, man. So it makes up a great point. We talk about he didn't want to end on a bad note. And I want to be positive. I do want to be positive. Somebody put on there. Hold on. I learned a long time ago. Here we go. D. Lewis says, how long is the show tonight? Well, D. Lewis, let me tell you something. I learned a long time ago. I don't know. When I first started doing these things, I would put 1 hour up there. Man, it was hour 15, hour 30, hour 45. So we go ride till we just ain't nobody else call in. I ain't got nothing to talk about. But anyway, my question is, I want to start with a D line. We lost to Pitt. Yeah, Carroll City came 305. Yeah, we lost to Pitt too. But I want to look at a D line section of this thing, man. I want to look at Silvera. I want to talk about his production. He's a big dude. What does he do? I want somebody to call in. I do want to talk about that piece of it, man. We're losing really, and if you really think about it defensively, we're only losing the 2 bookends, really, in essence. I mean, I know there's some other guys, but really that's who we're losing. I know y'all don't really want to talk about this, but does LB McLeod play defensive end, or does he play linebacker? I don't know. I have no clue, man. So I would love to talk about that. If somebody else give me a call, we could wrap this up here in a little bit. I'm probably wrap it up in about another 6 or 7 minutes if we don't get off on a tangent about something. But anyway, real quick, like I said, defensive line wise, we are bringing back Coach. He's bringing in some NFL experience. We're bringing in we got a caller. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from. I see you got a 305.
Hurricane Logan, what's up, man?
Hurricane Logan, what's up with you, man?
Good to talk to you like always, man. How you doing?
Doing good. What's going on? Talk to me, Hurricane Logan.
Tonight?
Oh, you ain't been watching. All right, so we were we were talking about, we were just talking about the coaches in general. We were talking about the coaches, the new changes. We were talking about all the different changes with the T-Rob. We were talking about DeMarcus Van Dyke, which we really still haven't gotten into yet, which I like to do. We hadn't talked about Jess Simpson, and then we talked about who would be next. So I'm gonna ask you that, Hurricane Logan. Who do you think will be the next hire, and what position will it be? Will he be just a linebacker coach, or will he come in as a linebacker coach / defensive coordinator, or what?
Well, I mean, I'm sounding like everybody else probably, but I really don't know who the next hire would be because I'm not plugged in like that. But I hope it's T. Will at linebacker. And
okay.
I don't know how you feel about that, but
So you tell me why T. Will then?
I think with what so let me see here. First of all, it's the relationship that he has with T-Rob and what they can do together recruiting South Florida. And then I do think that he can definitely produce at linebacker. I mean, we haven't had a good linebacker, or I can't say that. We haven't had a linebacker that has shown progression since maybe Sean Spence and Denzel Perryman.
Okay.
So it's been a while, and I feel like he'd be, even from a personal level, coaching is one thing, but being able to be personal with the kids and being able to relate with them is another thing. And I definitely think that he'll be able to have that relationship that, in my opinion, maybe Baker didn't.
Yeah, and you bring up a very valid point, right? So, I know we get caught up with the thing of these are young men, right? And I understand that. Yes, they are young men, but they are still students at the end of the day, right? And I'm not talking about academic students, we know that, but they are still students of the game. And let's just take this back to your classroom. If you didn't like your teacher, you really weren't willing to learn from that teacher, were you, Logan? Hurricane Logan?
No, not at all.
Not really, right? Not really realizing that is more to your detriment than it is theirs. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I would agree.
Exactly. But that's the same thing when it comes to player-coach relationship, right? Just because I don't like my coach, I used to tell my players that all the time. Bro, you can hate my guts, but listen to what I'm telling you, because your success equals my success. So once you get into that funk of, man, that coach, he don't like me, blah, 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 woo, 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 you're killing yourself, right? So with that being said, you're right. These guys have to learn how to learn, if that makes sense. They have to learn how to learn from these coaches. You're not going to like everybody. You're not going to like all your coaches. Just because he came to your house and ate dinner at your table and he told you the best thing since sliced bread, and then when you got on campus, he didn't talk to you no more. That's part of the game. You understand? So, yeah, you're 100% right. So I hope T. Will does get opportunity. I think he's very personable. I think he has the personality to with the players, with young guys. He's 38 years old, from my understanding, with somebody put in the chat. So I think that he can probably get the best out of these players, man. You know what I'm saying, Hurricane Logan?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think that even goes back to Dan Enos. And this is from Brett Romberg, but he said that the players did not like him, and, I get it. Sometimes it's got to be a business, but just with how times have changed, if you want to put it that way, in 2001, you could easily have a business type coach at any position, but the way things have changed in society, you need a coach that's both business and more so relatable and personable, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the whole scope of recruiting players is now changed. The whole social media game has changed it. Everybody is quote unquote building their own brand. And I totally get it. I'm not opposed to that. But we as the same way I was saying earlier that the players have to understand the game has changed. We as coaches have to understand the game has changed. And we have to know how to play that game, as coaches. So you have to understand as a coach that, this young man may be trying to build his brand, but you have to approach him in that way. You understand what I'm saying, Hurricane Low? You can't just hit him with, do what I say and say what no, you can't. Those days are done too. We can talk all we want to, but These kids get caught up with social media followers, and man, you should be surprised. I see half the stuff on Twitter. A guy gets he commits to a school. Hey, Kane fans, can y'all get me to 10,000 likes? Damn, he ain't even do it.
Get
Oh,
my
did he?
Instagram. Yep.
I ain't even know. I'm just saying, but he ain't even do nothing for 10,000 likes. Hey, hell, at least, hey, I'm trying to run a 10K for 10,000 subscribers. These dudes just saying, hey, Kane fan, give me the 10,000 likes. And that's not just Kane fan, Kane recruits, that's anybody. But that's what I'm saying. These kids don't even understand how to put work in, but they want all the reward. I'm trying to say, look, if y'all give me the 10K, I'm going to take my big behind out there and run a 10K. Now, I may not make it. It may not ever be another Coach Hayes football show. I'll be on a gurney somewhere, but at least I'm willing to put some work in return. These guys just want something for nothing just because of who you are. And that's what we have to teach them. And that's what a coach should do. Teach them, like, yeah, build your brand, but understand how to build your brand, and that's back to what we were saying.
Exactly. And I mean, that goes into something I don't think a lot of people, I've never really heard them talk about it, but I've always thought about it and I see it, is imagine the pressure and expectations on Jake Garcia. I mean, he's a big impact to just all the way from getting him to Miami. Now, he interacts with the fans a lot on Twitter, and you just see the expectations and what people want from him. That puts, I wouldn't really, I mean, it does put pressure, but that's where you can sit there and easily say from observation alone that the fan base has a role in recruits, if that makes sense.
Very much so. But here's what Jay Garcia's camp has to teach him. Understand what fans are and what they mean. The minute he go out there and lose one game, these fans are turning on him. And that's not just University of Miami. That is any college institution. That is any NFL program. That is anything. Right? Old Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? If we ain't winning a ball game, guess what? They done it to N'Kosi Perry. Look at N'Kosi Perry.
Yes. I mean, Tate Martell is an even more perfect example.
Yeah. But at least Tate Martell even kind of shot himself. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like, if a guy, think about all this stuff Jeff Garcia is getting. Jeff Garcia. And let's say he goes out there and he doesn't perform to that level. Man, you have to put that boy on suicide watch if he is not grounded, if his team doesn't ground him properly. When I say his team, parents, overseers, advisors, whoever that may be, coach, or whoever's in his life, and especially at the quarterback position. And here go the worst thing. We talking Jeff Garcia today. Who's going to be the 2022 recruit for quarterback?
Exactly.
That he going to be the next hottest thing. Soon as Jeff Garcia signed on that dotted line, Manny Diaz and him was on the phone already talking to the 2022 dude. Yeah, baby. So, we can't wait to get you in so you can run this RPO system. Blah, blah. That's how the game goes.
Exactly. And people got to understand that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And that's one of the biggest things that I think with recruits is a lot of it comes down to parenting. It comes down to parenting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one thing that people don't understand, just it's very simple. It's just, to me, it's just parenting and how you, I don't really know the right word for it, but just mentor your son or your whatever it may be. I think that's also a really, really big deal.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question.
How it's kind of changed too.
Oh, parenting is terrible, man. You know what? Because
look at in general, you get pictures of the coaches with the kids in their house or young men in their house, and the house it's a mansion, and I don't know. I'm not trying to be negative. It's just you see how times have changed, and it definitely has.
I'm sorry. Say that again. The house got a mansion?
No, I mean, their houses are much bigger. It's not like the old school Miami where we go into those neighborhoods and recruit. It's a lot different now.
Oh, of course.
And like I said, it's not a negative thing. You can just see how times have changed.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, but parenting is, like I say, parenting is at a way different level now. And that's a whole nother show within itself. But also, let me ask you a question, because you may know this better than I. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is new to me because I've always been a Canes fan, but I used to spend a lot of my time trying to win ball games instead of watching them. So what was Van Dyke, the quarterback, what was his hype level coming in? And what did he have a lot of hype coming in to you?
I mean, I don't think it was anything crazy like King and Garcia, but if people have seen Van Dyke, that's a grown man. That dude, I think, is what, 6'5"?
He's a big dude.
He's a big boy.
Right. And so my thing is, think about his psyche. Even my other man, what's his name? Machota. I'm sorry, Matoka. Think about them. Everybody went from King to Garcia. So now they thinking they chop liver, but yet they supposed to go out there and start against Alabama.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just talking about the mindset of a kid. Like, and I guarantee they were the elite at their programs and their high school program. They come to the University of Miami. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Jake Garcia is better than them two, they need to go right now. Let's just cut ties and call it a day. I doubt it seriously, not saying he can't play, but I'm just talking about if we're at the point where we're bringing in a true freshman in Jake Garcia, and I broke his film down as well, but if we bring him in and he starts right away against Alabama, I pray for him. I give him thumbs up. Let's go, baby. With them other two, man, go ahead and hit the portal right now. Just call it a day. You know what I'm saying?
So I can ask you a question with that mindset that you have, which I understand. But what about Mac Jones? Mac Jones at one point was a third string quarterback with pictures in the national championship as a third string, and now look at him.
Yeah, but look what year they were in. He was behind those two, right?
Yep.
That's the difference. These two dudes older than Jay Garcia. So what I'm gonna do? Wait, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So what you're saying does make sense, but he waited his time in order versus I'm older than you waiting my time for a younger guy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, what you said makes sense.
Correct.
So it makes sense. So that would be, so what you're saying would be equivalent to Jake Garcia waiting his time if he doesn't play right away.
Yes, which is what I'm hoping, because I think that's one of the biggest struggles at Miami in a lot of positions, not just quarterback.
That's correct.
I don't think Miami's had this talented of a quarterback room since I can remember, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, man.
I just hope that people look at what happened. We know Mac Jones waited his turn, played great, had a phenomenal season, and won a natty. I just hope people look at that and say, you know what?
And you know what's special about the quarterback position, believe it or not, Hurricane Logan? You only need 1 year. You only got to do it for 1 year. Think about this. Nobody knew who Dwayne Haskins was. Now, I'm not saying what he's doing in the NFL, but I'm talking about college. Nobody knew who Blake Baker was. I mean, Blake Baker. Nobody still don't know who Blake Baker is. Nobody knew who Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew who this guy was. You only need 1 year at quarterback to shine. Just think about that. If you have 1 year,
King's an example, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I just still think King needs to come back because he was the biggest thing that hurt King is, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just his height. I'm gonna be honest. It was his height. I think he can play. Now everybody said, "Oh, well, he Kyler Murray." Yeah, but he wasn't doing what Kyler Murray was doing. He wasn't on the same. He's not on the same type of team as Kyler Murray was on either. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I think his height showed too, because when Perry came in the bowl game, you saw a lot more. You saw the slants open up big time.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm gonna tell you something funny about Blake. Lord, get this man off my mind. I'm gonna tell you what's funny about De'Aaron King. I think personally his best balls are right in front of him. The balls between tackle to tackle, 10, 15 yards down the middle, the dig routes, the post routes, the overs, anything that's right in front of him. A lot of his 45-degree perimeter throws, he doesn't do a great job with them. And his downfields are not that great either. But I'm talking about the line drive shots, the 12 to 18-yard shots downfield in those post lanes, those dig lanes, those overs. Those are his best throws to me. They're the most accurate throws to me. You know what I mean? And again, that has really nothing to do with his height because he's a shorter guy. But I understand what you're saying, the underneath route stuff, like you say, the slants and so forth kind of get batted down by the bigger defensive end. So, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, which honestly, I was surprised. We didn't really see that a lot this year. I thought I'd see more because of his height, but We honestly saw that more, and it could have been because of play calling also, but we saw that more with what was it, Malik Rozier. We saw a lot of his stuff get batted down at the line constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of that has to do with, I'm going to tell you what, too, a lot of that has to do with the depth of your drop. It's a lot of fundamentals in quarterbacking, right? So a lot of it has to do with the depth of your drop. A lot of it has to do with the penetration of the offensive line. A lot of that has to do with, because remember, bro, football ain't nothing but a gang of geometry, bro. Right?
Exactly.
That's all it is. So a lot of it has to do with, if I'm right in the face, if the defensive line is right in my face, then by the time the angle of the ball comes out and all that kind of stuff. So those are the little nuances. See, that's when it comes to coaching. Those are the nuances that coaches have to understand and work in order to make a kid successful. You know what I mean? And those are the things that's huge right there, So that's just what it is.
Yeah. I got a good question for you, too. Hopefully you can answer it, actually.
Okay.
What do you have to say to fans or whatever it may be that say this is Manny's last year or he's gone? Do you agree with that, with how his first year, he acknowledged that there was an issue at offense and he made those changes. He's brought in the portal guys, and then obviously the changes he's done this year on defense and a couple other things. Do you think that, obviously there's a lot of factors that come into play on how bad the season could be and then making that decision. But I don't think that he should, be like, okay, this is your last chance or else you're done. I don't think that's a good mindset from the fan base.
I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why. One is I don't think he's out unless it's a 0-10 year, 0-12 year. It's just something like that, or he gets fired with just cause because there's something he did. Also remember this. A lot of them coaches he just brought in got some big money. If you fire him and a new coach in and don't want no guy, they got to pay that man. That's a lot. It ain't just Manny's buyout they got to buy out. They got to buy out T-Rob. Let's say if I'm the new coach coming in, I don't want T-Rob. I don't want T-Will. I don't want Simpson. I don't want these guys. I don't want Red Lashley. That's a lot more money.
That's exactly why I was saying I don't think we're going to bring in a defensive coordinator because, if we do that, he's going to want to bring in his own staff. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I really think it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we'll bring it. We're going to have one on paper. We're going to have one on paper because that's just a way to treat your coaches right by getting them some more money, right? Yep. You want to be able to maximize the dollars from the university to get your coaches paid, right? So yes, we're going to have one on paper. Manny Diaz is not going to be the defensive coordinator on paper. But what you said,
and that's the big thing people don't understand too is the experience in our defensive locker room right now between Shoop, T-Rob, Manny, Simpson. There's if that's an open-minded conversation when it comes to analyzing prior games, film watching, preparing for the next game, I think we're going to be perfectly fine on defense, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt you also.
No, you're fine. No, I think we'll be, long as everybody's on the same page when they had those interview calls or Zoom calls or got on a private jet and came to wherever they were going. Long as I think everybody was out in the open with one another, so far as Manny Diaz being open and clear about their role, now the job is yours if you want it, then everything's out in the open. Now if you talking out the side of your neck and then somebody else said this and somebody said that, you're going to have some problems in that room too, And coaches click up too now. Don't get that twisted. Coaches click up too. So you better remember, T-Rob, T-Will, the boys going to start clicking up. Packy going to be the lone man out. Hey, Packy and Jeff Sessions. Oh my God. I got to start watching the news. Packy and Jess Simpson started clicking up. And then DeMarcus Van Dyke got to pick a side. Man, I'm finna go with the homies over here. So I tell you, I done seen it happen, man.
One thing I'll say, too, that I don't think I hear a lot of people talk about is I hope we get some type of special teams return game established, whether it be punts or kickoffs. I don't know if that's coaching, but, man, it's been forever since I've seen a guy not call a fair catch, or at least, take it somewhat to the house. Like, it's been a long time, man. This probably goes back to like Duke Johnson, Travis Benjamin, maybe a little bit of Berrios, but even then, Berrios was always calling fair catches.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a hot minute.
Well, here's my thing about punt return, right? Schematically speaking, I don't care if I got a 400, and I know y'all ain't you're gonna disagree, and I get it. I don't care if a 400-pound dude back there feel the ball, bro. You got it. Once that ball hits the ground, you lost. That ball gonna roll in it. These punters have gotten so good. They know how to angle that ball to make it hit and roll. They know how to make it stop on the 5. I mean, think about it. The boys don't have nothing to do all day but that. So what I'm just trying to say is we have to have somebody that can feel the ball consistently. You understand what I'm saying? And then whatever you get after is a bonus. Now, kick return is something different. We got to get some gangsters back there. I keep telling y'all, we got to get some gangsters, man. You got to find a dude in high school that ran the 200. Where is he at?
Yep.
If he ran the 200, see, my mind is, if I'm the special team guy, I'm looking in the state of Florida. Who won the 200 in the state championship?
Yeah.
Do he play football? Okay, he played football. Let's see what else can he do. Can he catch? What position? See what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I gotta find some.
You go 14 can of Moss and make sure you coaching to play football. It'll work.
Exactly. Like Santana played ball at Carroll City. But here's the deal. At that time, Carroll City was a run team. But they understood, well, he's the reason the whole track thing got messed up. But Santana was the real deal, even still. But they won't with Walt Frazier running the ball. But they said, guess what? He could return that thing.
Oh, I will respond to somebody. I wasn't disrespecting KJ, man. I loved him as a returner. I think he was smart. He just didn't have, your Jeff Thomas, Travis Benjamin, Duke Johnson, Lamar Miller. He didn't have that speed and those mechanics. But he was a smart, educated returner, if that makes sense. No disrespect to KJ, man. That was a 2-star out of high school, coached by Buffalo, came to Miami and took over.
Yeah.
I love KJ Osborne.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, man, I appreciate you, Hurricane Logan, man. We at 2:30 already, man. So let's go ahead, man. We're going to probably get ready to wrap this thing up here in a few seconds. We got 152 in the chat. How many likes we got? Y'all put in the comment section how many likes we currently have. I have no idea.
150.
Oh, 150 likes. Well, that ain't bad at all, man. That's all right. That's all right, man. But yeah, definitely, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Anytime, man. Anytime, brother. All right, thanks a lot.
You do also, man. I'll talk to you again.
Hey, man, again, thank you for your sir. I know you said you were in the military, right?
Yes,
or in the military. You're currently in the military, right? You're currently in the military. You're currently in the military, right?
Yeah. I'm over in Fort Carson, Colorado Springs.
Oh, you're in Colorado. All right, man. Well, thank you again for your service. I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you also, man.
All right, buddy. Bye.
All right.
All right, so real quick, 156. That's awesome. 168. But that thing jumping. Okay, so we got 168 in the chat. I guess that's perfect, man. But anyhow, I guess I'll wrap this thing up. I'm gonna leave the line open here for a quick second. See, somebody asked me, when is this show over? It never ends, man. When I learned my long time ago, you get down this rabbit hole, it never stops. But anyhow, let me see here. Y'all rolling through these chats, but I'm about to get off of here in a second. I got to go to somebody's job tomorrow. All right. All right, here we go. He says, I'm not sure what he said. Bingo. Oh, Cardell Jones. When I was talking about one-hit wonders. There you go, Bergie. Cardell Jones. Not one-hit wonders, but one-year quarterbacks, and that's all they need. Baker Mayfield is who I was talking about. Played 2 years at a high level. Yeah. All right, let me see here. Desmond Solomon says, Coach, how you think we draw up pressure without the big names on the line? Simple, man. That's not hard. See, there's only 11 on 11, right? They can't add any more. We can't add any more. So you have to know how to overload, right? This is all scheme, right? Very simple. It's not hard to do, but you have to know how to do it. For example, if we understand their blocking scheme, right? Let's say they do a 5-man protection. If we don't have a dude, if we don't have a guy we know can win a one-on-one, because there's going to be a double team somewhere. So let's just say they got 5 offensive linemen, we got 4 defensive linemen, and we bring a guy. And we're saying that none of our lower tier guys, to use your example, can win this one-on-one battle. You have to bring an extra dude, but you have to make sure you can't telegraph that, because if you telegraph it, they're going to get you on the back end, because what we bring extra here, we have less back there. It's all about numbers. Football is all numbers. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about how can I get more men to this side or that side of the ball. Football ain't hard at all, but you have to be exotic with it. And here's another thing. You have to know how to do things. I see guys running stunts. We'll be here. The guy, instead of him sliding right off the behind, he literally runs a loop behind him in the round. That loop behind him has cost you precious milliseconds. You understand me? Because you don't know how to run the stunt. Yes, you're going in the right hole, but you're doing it the wrong way. And those are very small nuances to getting home on blitzes. And that's not to be extra coachy with it and having to pull out a whiteboard and really show you all of that stuff. But I hope you understood what I was saying. All right. Reggie Kamadi said, when you come, you got to come. And that's another thing. A lot of guys blitz. They don't trust the blitz. So you see a lot of guys, they blitz and they'll stop and look up because they don't understand. They think, oh, the play is going to go past me. You have to understand. And that's what I think our biggest problem last year was. Our biggest problem last year was our guys did not understand the scheme of the defense. I've never been in the UM room with these coaching staff. But I don't know if schematically it was too hard for them to grasp, because I don't believe in such thing as a dumb player. I can tell you that right now. I've said this on my show many times. If I ever had a coach tell me he can't learn the playbook, I'll fire that coach on the spot. But your job is to teach him. Your job is to teach him. I don't care if you got to pull out little Legos, a coloring book. I don't care if you pull out some clay and make some little clay figures. I don't care. Do what you got to do to get him to play. Because right now he's on our roster. We got to get the most out there. So that's all I'm saying. So let me see this right quick. 305 Kane Rep says, preach, coach. Hey, man, that's what we doing. Anyway, I'm about to wrap this deal up, man. We at 140 in the chat. I'm loving this Sunday, man. Never really did one on a Sunday. I may think I may do them as Sundays at 8 o'clock until we kind of get back in the season or get closer, but I may do a weekly thing on a Sunday just to check it out. Let me see here. 305 Kane Rep says, gap integrity is a big issue. When we blitz, we should, I guess, use it or have it. And that's correct. That is another thing we miss. I've seen a lot of guys following their own color, right? A lot of guys following their own jersey down the hole. Also on pursuit angles, a lot of guys chasing each other when they shouldn't be, okay? And that's a whole nother thing about pursuit angles and how to get to the ball and so forth. D Nice, what's up with you? Great show, coach. I appreciate it. I'm about to get up out of here. Real quick, do me a favor. I know my man Solo D, I meant to say this earlier. Please subscribe to it. They just launched a brand new website with sports, Miami Sports Music, MSM. Please check those guys out. They did a great job. They got a brand new website going on. I think they tied in with some other guys from 305sports.net or something like that. I don't know at all. I jumped on it for a few minutes yesterday because, again, Solo D did give me his blessing to use his music on our opening part and our closing. So I thank you for that. Please check him out. Go over there and hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely, man, check out some of the other Hurricane YouTubers. And yeah, we jump on and do some collab. Listen, man, if you want to talk football, we can talk football, man. I'm all for it. Let's make it happen. And we good to go. So everybody who gave out donations, I thank you. I appreciate you. Hold on, I missed one, man. Did I miss my man T2Y? I missed it. He got pushed out. T2Y hit me up. I saw it up here. I was talking so much. T2Y, I got on his show and jumped on his show for a few minutes. I was doing my other show. And y'all check him out as well. Got to give him his love too, man. Right here, I see my man. Let me see what popped up in here. Real quick. Hey, Lakers all day dope. What's up with you, man? It says, Hey, Coach, do you think our offensive coach has to step it up since we have a new defensive coaches? Chug more beer in the building with the $20, man. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Lakers all day. Yes, every year you have to step it up. Now, do they have to step it up because of the defensive coaches? No. I think they need to step it up because that's what they want to do, meaning that's in you as a program. You understand? That's what you want to do as a program. So that's kind of where I am with that. I think that that offense will evolve and get better and better as we get better and better pieces. Real quick, caller, talk to us. What's your name? Where you calling from? And you'll be the last one for the night.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? I'm calling because I got my 2-year-old sleeping finally.
Got you, man. So what's your name again?
This D Lewis.
Oh, D Lewis, what's up, man? Okay.
Everybody's hollering. Everybody's in the chat talking about T-Rob's going to be defensive coordinator. And this person, T-Rob runs a 2-gap control system.
Okay.
And he runs a read and react system.
Okay.
Manny Diaz blitzes getting off the bus. So, yes, he may be entitled, like you said, but everyone's like, oh, he's going to bring it. He's not bringing a new system. T-Rob even said he's learning Manny's system because and he said he's never been in a system that's this aggressive, ever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's learning a different thing. That's one reason why he came to Miami. Yes, fundamentally, Manny's system needs to be fixed. And he can help with some of that fundamentals and adding in some additional gap control. Same thing, T. Will came from Auburn. Auburn, again, had them big hog-mauling defensive linemen, and they were running gap control.
Sure.
Read and react. Press your man off, and then go find out. Whereas in Miami, hey, you hike and we're gone.
Yeah.
We playing reach in the backfield, party in the backfield, baby.
But can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question real quick before you go on. The part that bothers me, I know I had to think how I want to word this because I don't like to be, I don't want to sound funny and condescending, but he said he hasn't been a part of aggressive defense like this. And the sad part about it, I didn't see our defense being that aggressive, man, this year. I'm just being honest. Well, quarterbacks weren't scared to sit back there in the pocket like they were finna get shot in the chest. I'm just being honest. So yeah, the call may have been aggressive, but the execution wasn't aggressive. So go ahead. I just want to make it just funny how that stuck out in my mind. But go ahead.
Yeah, no. You're absolutely right, and that goes back to that's why Baker's out of here because Baker was trying to be too cute with his sending stunts all the way around from the other side.
Oh, pirate stunts.
Okay. Or Baker with his a lot of the thing. Baker tweaked a lot of defensive, and also the defensive line went from using their hands to they were chest bumping people,
just running down the middle of cats.
No. Yeah, hey, and again that kind of I will admit I've never been a big Todd Stroud fan, and what he taught them is what he taught them. Now, did he have them playing with the most effort I've seen in the last 5-6 years? Absolutely, because they would run through a wall for this man because of his health concerns. They're like, look, if Coach Stroud can get up and the man has got 1 foot in the grave every day, then who am I to be lazy? That's why they played out of their mind for him.
Yeah.
Now, if you're running 200 miles an hour backwards, you're still running backwards.
Sure.
And that's the problem they had now with Coach Jess. Let me tell you something. That man gonna have them boys playing kung fu. Remember? I don't know. Who was that dude? Hong Kong Fooey.
Yeah.
Number one super guy.
Yeah.
He gonna have him doing some kung fu moves on people.
Yeah.
Because he's into fundamentals and he keeps it simple. Hey, see ball, go get ball.
And you want to know why?
You play the run. Go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? You know why? Because he has a big history in high school coaching where you had to teach that. See, that's what I'm trying to tell guys. I'm not saying, I'm just making a point. High school coaches have to be fundamental. If you're a good high school coach about your business, if you serious about this coaching and you ain't hiding behind athleticism, you gotta teach your guys, because every poor little Timmy walk through the door ain't a 4-3 kid. He ain't a Division I guy. So even though even though you might have some Division I players on your team, all 11 on that side of the ball is not Division I, and you can't hide him. He's going to get exposed. So therefore, you got to teach him how to play, and that's why I like Coach Simpson, because he's got a big high school background. He understands teaching the fundamentals in order to be successful, and not just having the dogs walking through the door every day.
Yeah. He came from Buford High, and I don't know too many people that know Buford. Buford is a county school up in Georgia, and and even then it's still a small school. It's like 3A ball. But I'll tell you what, when he was there, I put them up against any 8A school, and I bet you they give them the business.
That's right, because they're serious about their craft, man. But I'm loving it, man. But I'm about to cut this thing off. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You got a question?
Absolutely. No. I know you got to go. I know you're going to job. You're going to people's job tomorrow and showing up. And
hey, going in the eye, be looking like this, looking like Thriller.
Well, no, hey, I love this show. Welcome to Orlando. I hope you love it up here.
Okay, you in Orlando too?
Yeah. Have you been to Four Rivers yet?
Oh yeah. Funny thing, man, I've been here 5 years, bro, and I'm still GPSing around. So yeah, I've been around. But yeah, I've been to there's a Four Rivers off Colonial. I think in Winter Garden. Is it Winter Garden? Winter Garden. I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I've been there. Yeah.
There's no food up in there, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, no, like I said, I love the show, love what you're doing, and you giving, and I also love your WRE where you're watching the kids and you're giving. Like, I love that breakdown you did for that young man from Oak Ridge, because Oak Ridge hardly ever gets any love.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, and I coached there actually, so yeah, definitely, man.
Okay. Oh, so I'm preaching to the choir. You already know.
Yeah. So I coached, and I was the head coach at Olympia for 3 years. Yeah, that's how I got up here. I was the head coach at Olympia.
Oh, yeah, they had some players come through here
over
the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the quarterback at Michigan and the safety at Miami.
Yes, I was going to say, those are your kids. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, had some guys, man.
Yeah. No, hey, you doing your thing, man. Before you go, what happened with them? I've always wondered what the inside story was with the running back that went from Olympia to West Orange to Notre Dame. Well, what happened with that?
He was before my time. That's Dexter Williams. He was actually Dexter Williams. He was before my time. He was before I got here. So yeah, he was at Olympia.
Oh, okay.
And I think when Coach Head, the high school coach that was at Olympia, went on over to West Orange, he went with him. From my understanding, yeah.
I thought this kid was gonna be a Miami lock, and then next thing you know, he's with the fucking Irish.
Yeah, I don't know. That was before I got there, but yeah, no, he could play. From my understanding, he was a ball player. Yeah.
All right, very cool. Thank you. So, you know what you should do a show on though? I will tell you.
What's that?
You should do a Bagman show. You should do a show on the Bagman and out all that. Not necessarily out who the Bagman, but just so people can understand. Because that's the other thing too. Everybody's saying T. Rob is coming to Miami. He's going to get these kids. T. Will is coming to Miami. He's going to get these kids. Let me tell you something. Both of them have had the benefit of some of the best Bagman network in the SEC. And now they're going to have to do it without the Bagman.
You know why I'm not going to do it? I know what you mean when you talk about it, but I'm going to tell you why that's tough, man. Because that's going to expose a lot of people, bro. And that'll be another Nevin Shapiro.
I didn't say the people. I'm just saying,
like street agents and stuff.
Everybody knows about the street agents. But let's talk about those donations to the church that ends up in people's hands. Let's talk about those people. I'll give you an example. Let's talk about Sony Michelle.
I don't want to talk about. Listen, no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it.
No. It's already out, and anyone with 2 cents. Look, the man's parents did not speak English. Yet
I know.
They were able to move to Athens, Georgia,
and get a job. I got
Come
you.
on now.
Listen,
Come on now. They
I
can't
listen.
even fill out the application.
Listen,
Come on now.
no, but listen, I'm gonna leave that alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna leave that alone because I don't want to kill the opportunity. Because I'm gonna just say this.
Oh,
Listen, no, but that's true. They use us to make millions. I'm gonna just say this last piece. I'm done. They use us to make millions.
Yeah.
So if that young man's family, right? I ain't saying I agree. I ain't saying I agree or disagree. But if that young man family couldn't even speak English and they got a better opportunity because of it, then so be it, my brother. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Absolutely. No. That's why I said I'm not saying that out to people, but I'm saying some of these fans out here need to be realistic. They're like, oh, well, these are gonna be recruiting aside. No,
they fans, bro. Listen, they fans. You don't have to explain everything to them. They fans. Even if you explain that to them, they're gonna find another reason. And another reason. So it's just what it is. It is what it is.
Okay, very true, very true.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Have a good evening. Great show. And I'll call in for another show.
All right, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm cutting the line off. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right.
All right, man. So I'm cutting this phone line off here. Made a day say the feds listening. Hey, boy, them boy got me tapped in. If I get a knock at the door, hey, made a day. I need your address. I'm on my way. All right, real quick. Yes, sir. Batman is at the part 1 level down here. Of course, man. I done seen brown paper bags all over the place. But anyway, with that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. It's been a pretty good show. We were right at 250, almost 3 hours. Man, that was fun. I had a good time talking about it. Still, out of 3 hours, I still didn't get to DeMarcus Van Dyke, but I'll definitely jump back on and we'll make it happen and see what it is. Let me cut this off, man. Another call. Yeah, I still didn't get to DeMarcus Van Dyke. So far as I just want to talk about him and hopefully what he can learn from this process, man, knowing this is his first gig. And then I also really want to talk about Mike Rumph, right? I want to talk about that dynamic. I want to talk about how does that feel now, right? You were the position coach here. Now you're in the recruiting room. You're in the recruiting room. Now you position coach. And trust me, that's a big money difference right there too, if you understand what I'm saying. So with all that being said, I'm going to holler at you guys. I appreciate everything. Thank you all so much for your time. I may do these things on Sundays at 8 o'clock. We had a pretty good turnout. So I thank you guys. I'm not sure what else is going on, but I'll definitely reach out to the other YouTubers. Hopefully we can put something big on, man, for you guys and make it happen. Also, before I get out of here, make sure you check out the WREs, which is the Watch, React, Evaluate. I'll be on again under the Coach Hayes Football Live section. We'll just be talking about signing day in general, guys that have left the sign out. So I do 2 different shows. You're more than welcome to check those out. Also, check out CoachHayesFootball.com. It is the #1 site for players, coaches, and fans. You can pick up your Polo Timmy merch there. Just something else to help the program out, and we're good to go. So other than that, I'm good to go. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. Hold on. Chug more beer. Come on, Hayes. I was talking too much. Chug more beer says, Coach Hayes, I've been critical on Manny, but the changes he's making with the new defensive coaches and analysts shows he is willing to change. This is the best coaching staff Miami has had in a long time. I agree with you 100%, Chug more beer. I think I've always said he's not stubborn. He may not move as fast as we like, but of course, there's always different things that go on in the background. Why things don't move necessarily as fast as possible. But again, I can't say he's that stubborn when it comes to changes. Okay. He wasn't going to fire his boy. I'll tell you that. That wasn't going to happen. Okay. But he did find a way to make a movement. I put it that way. So that's a blessing for us, man. But Chug Mobile, you've always been a blessing, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your kindness and everything else. And, I got to give you your love, man. I got to give you your love, man, before I get out of here. All right, man. I hope he's still on. I hope he caught that, man. I hate to say I missed him, but I know we was talking. All right, man. I'm out of here. Hey, man, love y'all. We're trying to get to 10,000K. I got 58 days left. 58 days to get to 10K. Y'all gonna see my big behind right there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Gonna pass my big behind out, man. Y'all take it easy. Hey, man, as always, here's Go Kane, and we finna hit the out of here, man. Yeah, y'all subscribe to Solo D2.
Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. Reps since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kang gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we filling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this you to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B. Rockin' Kane's well, I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live on pipe down. Ask down life, it's a lifestyle. And like the mother schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the U up. But Kane's fam turned up where you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach a Manny D, they remind me. That them Canes right back in their prime. Screaming out. Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang, Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. Kang gang, 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 Kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang. That's Kang gang.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
CWA. Kang gang.